He's been leading the way for the Thai scene. Even back before we started the Pacific League, you've seen them at international events. Cruz has always been there. He is the centerpiece of these Thai teams time and time again, and it's just wonderful to watch him lead one all the way to a grand final, and hopefully this can be the first grand final win and Pacific League win for Thailand.
He has faced against Paper Rex before on an old Thai team way back in the day. So a lot of these players are familiar with Cruz, with Jit Boys, with Sushi
stream
Boys
start
even.
hogi.
But
Okay.
right now, this team is looking a lot hotter than how they started in the beginning of stage 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Paper Rex, in a way, sometimes they like
Yo.
to scare their fans a little bit. We know that. We all remember that crucial loss against Gen G. Looking back, knowing
Hello,
where they're
hello,
at
hello.
now,
Yo,
that
hello.
seems like a crazy thing to have had happen. But this is a team that loves to do that. They like their
भाई
back
कैसे हो
against
सब
the
लोग?
wall. They love that lower bracket, and they've run it all the way to this grand final here today.
Absolutely, and
Yeah,
very,
एक
very
minute
dominant
यार,
win
यार.
over Global Esports just yesterday in the best of 5 is some great momentum. They didn't really have to work as hard as they maybe were worried about in that matchup, and I think that's going to give them a little bit more stamina against a full sense team that has full control of the veto. You're going to have to be forced onto maybe an uncomfortable map or two in this veto, although we've
Chalo,
talked about it
देखते
time
हैं.
and time again. Paper Rex, you could see in the statistics there, incredibly well-rounded, but also in the map pool, incredibly well-rounded as well. They can play just about everything, even with Ascent coming back into the pool.
Except Brimstone? Do you like Something's Brimstone?
Something's Brimstone. I'm more of a fan of Something's Breach.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
More of a
No.
Breach guy?
Get him back on Gecko. On Gecko today, Alex.
Gecko op. Oh,
One thing is for sure though, with all these Southeast Asian teams, now that we are here in Vietnam, they're all glowing a little bit differently.
Oh, yeah.
And I can tell you, food is so important when it comes to any of the players here in APAC. In fact, I had a quick word with them, so let's see what they had to say. I'm here with Full Sense. Now, Primi, you've played many times against Paper Rex under a different banner, and this is the first time you're playing them as Full Sense. Will the outcome be different today?
अभी भी टाइम है लगता है इसे शुरू होने में.
Oh, all right. Well, change only means one thing. And Cruz, okay, there's some allegations. that
Almost
Full Sense
3:30
is
बजे शुरू हो
copy-pasting some of the
जाएगी.
Paper Rex
लेकिन अभी
comp.
चल रहा है
What's
इनका
up with that?
इंटरव्यू.
And do you really think you can beat Paper Rex at their own
देखते हैं
game?
क्या करते हैं.
I mean, we do have a lot of comps like them, yes. But I
Hello,
think it's the
Aniket,
style
hello.
that's different. But they're a good team, so we just need to be the better team at that comp. Then we'll be known as Full Sense comp, I guess.
Oh, take over. How are you feeling about today? How confident are you feeling about today?
I'm actually not worried. I think we're gonna enjoy the game. I think we're gonna
कब होगा
take the
शुरू?
trophy home.
हो जाएगा
I'd like
अभी
to hear it. Well,
मतलब
good luck, gentlemen.
exact,
We'll see you on the stage.
I think उनको आने में टाइम तो लगेगा.
Yeah, so
अभी 11
Cruz
minutes में
there,
चलोगा.
we've noticed the copy pasta you've mentioned on the desk yesterday with something as well. And you know,
तुम
Cruz's
लोग
take
enjoy
is
करो
like,
थोड़ी
yeah,
देर.
the comps are the same, but we played.
मेरे
in
को
a-
एक काम आया है मैं
that
थोड़ा
was the
करके
most
आता हूँ.
full-sense interview ever. Primi, a man of few words.
मैं हूँ
That's
chat
fair.
देख ही रहा
That's
हूँ.
all he just needs to be there.
I did ask him. I was like, I'm gonna ask you a question. If you give me more than one word answer, that'd be great. But you know what? Who needs to shoot? I said, who needs to speak when all he does is shoot? Like that's really all he needs
He
to
does
do
the
for
talking
them.
himself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we also had a chat with Paper Rex, of course, and they also, again, share a little bit of history with Primi. I'm here with Paper Rex. Now, something Full Sense are the clear underdogs today, but let's give them some respect. We talk about Turkish aim, we talk about Indonesian firepower, but you, as one of the top duelists in the world, can you tell everyone what you think of Thai Valorant and what you think of Full Sense?
Thai Valorant in general been improved a lot since they joined in Thailand, since they assigned all 5 Thai players, and I think we'll give them some respect and hope to see some good fight from them.
I definitely think we're going to see a good fight today. And Envy, you have some history with Primi. Back when you were on Team Secret, it's the furthest Secret have ever gone into playoffs in Pacific. But then that day, Frost decided to drop in a brand new rookie named Primi, where they dominated you guys in a 2-0 fashion. Now that you're on Paper Rex, now that he's on Full Sense, what do you have to say to Primi today?
I hope you don't destroy me again like last time. But yeah, I mean, Primi is a great player. It's always fun to play against him. And I hope this time around I get my revenge against him.
All right, well, good luck, gentlemen, and thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember that Team Secret game. They're like, whoa, they made it into playoffs. It actually looked pretty good. And Frost did the crazy. He's like, we were giving a lot of crap about it. Like, why would you put your rookie in during playoffs? It's insane.
Was
You guys remember this?
Was it that debut game where he got a 4K on the very first pistol round?
I think so. I don't think it was his debut game against Secret, but he may have,
that-
or was it?
Debut game in Pacific.
It was his debut game.
Yeah, it was-
It
played
was against
He
Secret.
played a few series before he went to champs, and that's the thing I was
Yes.
thinking. At least he's had some seasons of some series under his belt. This time he's going to an international, but for sure Envy is going to go on some revenge here.
Oh yeah, and I can't wait to see the rematch between the two of them. Now, the two of them had a very different kind of playoff qualification journey.
Yeah, I mean, look, Paper Rex have played double the amount of maps of Full Sense have here in the playoffs. This is a Full Sense team that's coming in pretty well rested. They got yesterday to just relax and chill, explore and enjoy Vietnam, while Paper Rex have been here slugging it out the whole time. Yes, it was a 3-0, but it's still a long day for them. But this is a Paper Rex team that we know love to run that gauntlet. We know that they feel better when they're warmed up and they've played those maps. So I wonder, you know, how much have they shown? Do they have any surprises here today when they've had to kind of pretty much play everything at this point?
I don't think they need surprises, and I think they've been quite frank about that. They rely on the style that they have, the chemistry in the players, and being able to intuitively make adjustments. Not to mention the addition of Wendler. We've talked about how he's learned to speak Paper X apparently, but I think his addition and his kind of adjustments do give them a little bit of depth sometimes, and some adjustments series to series and map to map that maybe they didn't have before when it was just Alex, a one-man show tearing his hair out series after series.
Unfortunately, I think he's still tearing his hair out, but at least he has someone there to help share the trauma with him. Now, Primi, this is the guy that we all can't stop talking about, because how could we not when he shoots like this? Even Paper X has to give him so much respect.
He's a generational talent. Look at this. #1 in ACS, KD, and ADR. That is no small feat, guys. And he's doing it here in Pacific, where it's arguably the toughest it's ever been. These are not numbers that can ever be taken lightly.
These are just godly numbers, because you even look at the top duelists in Pacific, May, Jemkin, these something as well, for example, Jing. Like, we have 5 players who are above some of the global ACS leaders in other leagues. This is an incredibly competitive league when it comes to superstar players. So really, how can we not talk about the duelist matchup between Something and Primi? It is going to be fireworks in this grand final.
Yeah, and especially now they're both playing that Jet a lot more. That's what I've been wanting to see. It's the home ground for both of them, where they are fully unleashed. That head-to-head is going to go absolutely ludicrous today.
I do think they both play Jet a little bit differently, though, which I think makes it super interesting to see this head-to-head, especially with that happening. Now, you guys did speak to Something yesterday about this, and he remarked on this. This is what he wants to do. He just wants, like, full-on madness, you know, somewhere in mid.
Yeah, he's trying to recreate the chaos of that show match, just running it down at each other. And, you know, it's really not outside the realms of possibility with how fast both of these teams do like to play. And it's going to be an absolute slugfest. So hard to predict who's going to win any fight at any point.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be just pure entertainment and excitement. And you can see, I mean, this is what we're talking about when we talk about PRX and mini PRX. There are so many maps in the pool where the two teams play either identical comps or very similar comps, and stylistically, they do have a lot of similar ideas. So that's where you're going to see which team has better execution, which team's going to be in better form today. But I don't want to oversimplify it to say this is going to be a wide swing fest, because I really do believe double duelist Valorant and fast Valorant in APAC does have a lot of decision making.
Oh, yeah.
Does have a lot of nuance, does have a lot of, adjustments that you need to make. The only difference is, not like in EMEA where you have a minute to think about it, you have to make that decision in 3 seconds or you're dead.
Yes, I really like that, actually. We always say, like, all aim, no brain kind of thing, but actually you need a lot of brain to be able to even get to that point of knowing exactly, that game sense in order to shoot, you know?
No, I think you said it exactly right. It's just everything's sped up. Yes, there's mid-rounding. We spoke about how great Cruz is as an IGL, and, he's not just going to go, guys, let's just walk down at them. Like, there's no plan. It's smart, it's calculated, and they know what they're doing. They're always trying to get ahead of each other in these rounds and, find that extra edge.
Now, we were talking about Davai earlier. He's been there since the beginning of time with Harley, but they have a core there that's been around for a really long time versus the two with Full Sense.
Yeah, I mean, Cruz and Jit Boys, they've been on this Thai roster since the beginning of Pacific together, and they've been playing through all these series against Paper Rex, and unfortunately, it hasn't been a particularly close matchup. 0-6 in series overall, 2-12 in maps. So Full Sense coming into this grand final, they want to be able to overcome that massive deficit in terms of the matchups. We've already seen Global Esports be able to do it, and honestly, Cruz and Sushi Boys, who is now in the coach role, we just heard it from Alex over on the desk before. This has been a matchup that's been ongoing for 6 years now.
Yep.
These guys are very well and truly familiar with each other.
The original El Clasico, Paper Rex and a Thai team. Yeah, so these guys are very familiar with each other, and I think they're going to be, I don't know, I just know that Full Sense is really excited on the grand final stage, sharing it together with Paper Rex. Now, we have to talk about predictions. It's not a clean sweep. Paper Rex prediction, is it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll go first. I'm wanting Paper Rex to win this. I think they have it in the bag because they've played so much through this lower bracket. Yesterday, they looked incredibly strong. For me, it's always hard to bet against the Titans of Pacific. But Pilski, you're one of the non-believers.
I mean, I've been incredibly Thailand-pilled since before this game came out. I've just been watching them crank out aimers like it's a conveyor belt. So I'm really wanting Full Sense to lead the way. They finally qualified themselves for a Masters event. Yes, they played in Champs, but finally we're going to have Thai Valorant on the international stage over at Masters. I want them to get this win. I don't want them to make it to the grand final and get rolled over by Paper X. I'd love this to be a historic Pacific trophy for Thailand. Also, Achilleos did finally wake up, and he just chose to copy my prediction, so there's that.
Oh, did he? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I tried, guys, to stop him from his using his powers.
Yeah.
Okay, I was really torn between choosing these two. They're like, I'm biased for both.
Usually go for Full Sense.
I do, but they weren't playing against Paper Rex. Full Sense, though, I know all of yesterday, they were practicing their butts off. This is so important for them to win it all today, to get into this grand finals and walk away with the trophy. But Paper Rex right now is relaxed. And when they're relaxed, they are absolutely deadly. So I think that's why in the end I had to end up going for Paper Rex, because when they're relaxed, they're honestly unstoppable. This is why they end up in internationals. And here we go into the veto. As we know, a lot of overlap in the map pool.
Yeah, for sure. Full Sense with that advantage get 2 bans. They take out Ascent. They've been permaing this. That makes a lot of sense. And they also target Split, a map that's historically been very, very strong for Paper X.
Yeah, the thing is, though, that I feel like Full Sense with this map veto advantage, unfortunately, might have lost one of the bans in a way, because I don't necessarily think Paper X has been super convincing on Ascent. They've had their struggles on that map in particular, so Full Sense not being able to play that, not preparing it for this grand final, and taking it out of the pool with, as you mentioned, a pretty shared map pool means that this 2-map ban advantage and picking Pearl, I think Pearl is the main thing to focus on. That's a map that Paper X have only played global on. Full Sense have loved it for a while. A lot of people have been commenting on how good they've been on that map. That's where they're looking for their advantage initially, but as you mentioned, across the rest of the map pool, this is not a slam dunk for Full Sense, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially when we're starting with Pearl. Okay, you know what? With that said, I think Full Sense has a pretty good shot here on Pearl.
Yeah, absolutely. Last time we saw this from Paper X, it was in that qualification game against GE, and they got kind of manhandled. It was 13-5, and their attacker half in particular looked incredibly rough. You can see it in the stats there. This is one of those where we're kind of expecting that mirror. So I want to see Paper X be a little bit more drilled on this map, and who knows? Let's see if they want to change something. Let's see if they have surprises. But that's not something they've been particularly leaning into this split.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that when Paper X had a tough time against GE on that was when they actually changed things up and put Autumn on the Phoenix and run double duelers for one of the first times into Paper X, and they actually had a much more problems playing against that comp in particular. So I'm wondering if that's going to be a problematic matchup, because again, it's looking like, unless we're going to get adjustments from either one of these teams, that we're going straight into a mirror right off the bat, and that's not going to be the first time in this best of 5.
Now, quick question, any like wish list things that you hope to see today?
I want to see Primi something, both pop the Jeddle, up in the air, anime battle.
Attack chopper, attack helicopter.
That's what I want to see. I want to see a dogfight.
I want to see Full Sense win in 5. That's what I want to see. I want to see pure entertainment all day long, and I want to hear this Vietnamese crowd break the sound barrier.
I think that's a pretty good wish list.
Yeah.
If any of those come true, I will be more than happy. But we are here finally in Vietnam for the grand finals of stage 1. We got two of the best in VCT Pacific. We got Full Sense facing against Paper X in the grand finals. Let's send it to the stage.
Ngày xưa, ở nơi sông nước ôm lấy đất trời phương Nam, sắc lệnh hoàng đế truyền đi bốn phương, gọi về những cái tên xứng đáng nhất.
Sắc truyền thiên hạ, triệu hồi hào kiệt bốn phương, về phương Nam tranh đấu. Khâm thử.
Khi chương cuối của truyền thuyết này mở ra, chẳng còn lời xưng danh nào đủ sức thay cho chiến thắng. Chỉ kẻ mạnh nhất giữa những kẻ mạnh mới xứng đáng chạm cúp, lưu danh thiên hạ đến ngàn đời sau. Sắc lệnh đã truyền đi bốn phương, gọi về những cái tên xứng đáng nhất. Giờ đây, sau bao cuộc tranh đấu, truyền thuyết chỉ còn lại hai bậc hào kiệt sau cùng. Họ đã đi qua những trận chiến không thể quay đầu và vươn lên từ những lần ngã xuống không được phép dừng lại.
I'm really happy about the result. We played really well together as a team, and individually we were playing well as well, so that's why it was 3-0.
Whenever we are in the lower bracket, we tend to do well and end up winning the whole stage.
And this crowd are amazing. Yeah, I'm happy that the best team in Pacific, Pepper X, for sure.
It's a flawless run in the playoffs for Full Sense.
วันนี้ก็คิดว่ารู้สึกดีครับผมแล้วก็เป็นเกมที่ก็ยากอยู่ครับก็แต่ว่าเราก็ทำได้ดีครับเลยชนะได้ครับ
Happy that we won, even though it's a bittersweet win because it's against Ross. Feels amazing to be on stage in front of the Vietnamese crowd.
เสียงเชียร์หรือเสียงของคนดูก็ทำให้เรามีกำลังใจมากขึ้นแล้วก็มีแรงที่จะเล่นครับ
I want this trophy to be added to our collection.
We've been practicing so hard. I just trust my teammate 100%.
Guys, we're Pepper X. Of course, we're gonna win.
We do have the firepower, and we've never played Paper X. Hope the first time we play them, we'll beat them. I think if we mix and match well, we should be the better version of Paper X.
Winning the whole thing means that you are the best team in the region. We've done that before, and I think it's possible to do it again.
It means everything. It shows the amount of passion, sweat, and tears that we've been through for the past many years trying to prove ourselves. So I'll be glad if we get to lift the trophy.
Tại đây, chỉ một đội tuyển duy nhất được khắc tên mình vào chương cuối của truyền thuyết này và giành lấy vinh quang thuộc về riêng mình. Let them all blah, but I can't come.
Creamy. Kilua. Cruz. Leviathan. Jit Boys. T-Love Family. Envy. Something. Divide. Forsaken. G. Alex.
Pacific Stage 1 Grand Final starts right now here in Ho Chi Minh. This is the first time these two teams are facing each other in Pacific history. And it's here in the Grand Finals. However, a lot of these players are very familiar with each other.
Yeah, they know each other very, very well. Can Paper Rex do it again? lift another trophy from that lower bracket. This is when they're at their best. The crowd want to see them lift it. Can they do it once more?
Yeah, very clear who the favourites are here in Ho Chi Minh. The crowd is already chanting their name, and we haven't even gotten into the match yet. Paper X now looking for their third Pacific trophy.
That's right, and we were talking about regional representatives here. We had Autumn from Vietnam playing from Global Esports yesterday, but Divide, we gotta give him a shout. He's been to so many internationals. He is still the only Malaysian to represent here in VCT Pacific, here in any VCT. I know he's flown in 40 of his friends to watch him today. That's why he walked out with a little bit of swagger. We got content creators supporting his awkward guy. We got people who don't even watch Valorant. Normally, they're not Valorant content creators, and they're cheering for this guy because he's Malaysian, so it's a big deal for the country.
Yeah, I mean, no wonder this team has fans all across the world. But on the flip side, it's the underdogs. It's Full Sense looking to create a wave, upset that big brother in Paper Rex, steal their game, and do it better than them.
If there's a team that can beat Paper X,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
everyone
that's
says
easy.
it. The way to do it is to meet them with aggression. And if there's a team with the talent and the inclination to do it, then it is Full Sense. They want to flip the narrative ever since 2022. I feel like Paper X have kind of succeeded them, have kind of gone further in Pacific, in international events than Thailand did initially when Valorant came out. I think Full Sense need to change that narrative
वोट
here.
तो
They
ज़्यादा
need to
उसे ही
win
मिला
this
है
grand
PRX
final
को वैसे
because they don't have a Pacific trophy. Paper X just continue to fill up the cabinet with international and domestic trophies, and we need one for Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the best version of this full Thai team that we've seen. They're looking razor
FS का
sharp.
win
They have
rate
not
attacking में
dropped a
ज़्यादा
map
है
in playoffs, people. That is not an easy feat, and they
और
managed to pull it off so smoothly
PRX से
to
कम
get
है
to this
पर्ल
grand final.
में लेकिन
You
मेरे
know,
हिसाब
a
से
lot of
पर्ल
teams
हमेशा
in
जीतती
interviews
PRX
leading into their match with Paper X, it doesn't matter if it's group stages, playoffs, or finals, or around the world, they all say to beat Paper X, we just need to be confident.
क्योंकि
That is
जिस
like
हिसाब से
the
समथिंग
minimum
पर्ल
bar
में
you need.
यूरो के
And
साथ
then you
खेलेगा
need everything else because Paper X is so
मुझे तो लगता
damn
है यूरो ही
talented.
खेलेगा
So I hope
समथिंग
that's what Full Sense has
समथिंग
today.
यूरो खेल
Alright,
सकता
Full
है
Sense are gonna get it done though. It has to
4 सेकंड
start
ओमन
on this
खेलेगा
first map. Coming through
Same.
the upper bracket, they will take
Oh,
it into
इन
Pearl,
लोगों ने तो
and we
change ही कर
are
दिया
going to get Jet
Okay.
Phoenix mirror matchup
Jet
with some
Phoenix,
differences
Astra-
in terms
Astra
of the
लिए सब
choice of Sentinel there. Cruz
4
is
second
going to
Astra
be
खेल रहा
piloting
है
the
स्मोक खेल
Vice,
रहा है
and then
राइट
you have Defy on the Killjoy, going to be a little
समथिंग
bit
dualistic
easier
खेलेगा
to
पता
keep
था
track of the map.
Yeah,
योरू
keeping it simple,
असेंट में
it's
ठीक
gonna
थी
be
उसके
locking down
उसके
the
हिसाब
middle of the map in this first half. They're clearly valuing
इन
that
भी इनिशिएटर खेलता है
there,
बेस्ट
but ultimately it's that Jet
डेविल
Phoenix that we
किलजॉय
really
के साथ
wanna
थोड़ा
look out for. That's where the high-powered
मतलब
fragging is.
डेविल जरा कमजोर पड़ रहा है सेंटिनल के रोल में
Wish come true, Morgan. If we got the two jets in the sky doing anime
लेकिन
style,
चलो देखते हैं
like,
बेस्ट
give it to
है
us.
केजी
I think it's a
सेंटिनल्स में
possibility. We could see
पर्ल
it
के
like
अंदर
by round 5. Like someone's gonna have their ult off and it'll be fine. But right now you can see the coaches are looking a little relaxed. At least Alex was, which is a little unusual.
Yeah,
भाई
I
क्या
don't
क्यूट
like it
है
when he's relaxed. Lock in, buddy.
Look, Full Sense, they need a good start
Let's
here.
buy
This
PRX.
is their map pick of Pearl. They've made their flawless playoffs run through the upper bracket to earn that advantage. Now they need to use it.
All right, well, taking us through this, we've got Achilles and Paper Thin looking rather dashing in their jackets.
An occasion to get spruced up for. Here we are, another grand final. W Gaming versus W Gymming to see who's going to come out on top to lift that trophy. I mean, we all saw the guns from Cruz.
एग्जैक्ट देखा 130 पे शुरू नहीं हुआ अभी मतलब 4 बजे तो 4 बजे शुरू हो जाएगा
have been looking this weekend.
No doubt. I mean, I think with
साढ़े
Full
3 बजे
Sense,
तो
you feel
हुआ
like
शुरू
that firepower absolutely should be there
ये
with
लोग
what
आ
we've
गए
seen so far. The Desk talked about it. It's been a flawless run for them here in the playoffs, and it's all on the back of Primi. He is absolutely outrageous right now, leading in every measurable category, basically, that we have, particularly for
एक
duelists.
मिनट
So
में पीछे
he's
देख
going to
लूं।
be
ये
where
chairs
kind
क्यों
of this
कम आ
Full
रहे हैं
Sense team usually stops and starts. Now, that being said, there's players behind
अरे
him
भाई
who can absolutely
मेरा
bring
माइक
out
ही
of
बंद था उस
control.
वक्त
Killua, Leviathan,
Shit.
Jip Boys, we know what they're capable of, but you're going up against a Paper Rex that has been there,
मेरे
done
माइक
that.
बंद
They've
करने
won
की
multiple
आदत
Pacific trophies. This could be another.
They're looking to add another one into the cabinet, but Full Sense, they have that opportunity to get their very first. This is a big occasion for them. A best of 5 grand final in front of a packed, sold-out crowd here at Ho Chi Minh City. The pressure certainly going to be pushed on them, but they have gotten, at least the majority of them, a little bit more of that exposure to the big stage last year in Tokyo. So hopefully we don't see as many jitters. And I mean, given what we've seen so far, they seem to be relatively unaffected.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of credit, and I've said this many times, that has to go to Cruz. Yes. The way that he's got them thinking. It's like, hey, let's get up there, let's have fun. Even when we're losing, let's laugh about it, let's have fun. So he's really found the right mindset for this Thai team. It's just, are you going to be able to keep that up here today when the pressure is at its greatest, when that first seed into London is on the line, something that's so coveted for getting those buys out of the group stages. Both these teams are definitely going to want that, have a little bit more time to think and plan for that event, and we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, time to sit back, but also getting the win here at championship points, something that becomes even more and more important given the Nongshim weren't able to make it this far. So now you have teams catching up to them, getting ready to surpass them as far as the points are concerned, and that can matter a hell of a lot depending on how stage 2 does shake out. But enough yapping about the what ifs and what could be's. Let's go ahead and get ready to dive into the action. The opening fans here from Full Sense trying to set themselves up for success. They take us over to Pearl. That has been a bit of a thorn in the side for Paper Rex to see if they can start off this best of 5 grand final with a map win under their belt. Can they get it done? Can Primi continue to lead from that duelist role, continue to destroy? Because he has the toughest opponents that he has faced yet in Paper Rex on the opposite side of the stage. So ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into this best of 5 grand final between Full Sense and Paper Rex.
And believe it or not, the first time these two teams are meeting this year, obviously some of the Full Sense players have had experience going back to their old Talon days playing against Paper X, but they haven't won. They haven't been able to best them. It's been an absolute thorn in their side. What a moment here for them to get over that hurdle, get over that hump. We saw Frost do it earlier in the playoffs. Now it's Cruz's turn to get a little bit of revenge for years past. Full Sense going to be starting on the attacker side for most of our maps here today. They are going to just be slowly contacting up towards A. I like the Killjoy here for Paper Rex in terms of a stylistic changeup. While we got a second to talk about the differences in the comps, because I think one of the problems Paper Rex has is that they're not always aware of their flanks. They're not always able to kind of control some of that space. And having this Killjoy there gives them a little bit more ability to make some smart reads, some smart rotations. Meanwhile, Cruz looked really, really nice on the Vice. We'll get to that on the defender side in particular.
Contact is coming through, but it's going to be Envious into the wheel. Forsaken able to answer back for 1. It will just be a trade out the Vice for the Fade, but the site has been taken. Backside plant for Full Sense, and still this late linger flank from Kahlua just now working his way out of the spawn. Could absolutely give Paper X fits.
He's got a haunt timing here. It could be really nasty. That's what you're looking for. Flash, not going to deny Primi.
No, it is not. He's looking for a second. He's going to have it. They're going to be taken down. Something will be able to get rid of the enemy jet, but Jit Boy's answering back with 2 kills of his own, and that's going to be the opening pistol going the way of Full Sense.
Yeah, they're just really clean as usual. Doesn't seem to be any jitters there right now. Nice slow push through. Paper Rex playing for mid, but Full Sense going to bypass a lot of that. The late lurk from Killua may not necessarily find much in the way of kills, but it finds that last haunt to make sure that there's no further damage done from Paper Rex. And this is a map that, you know, Full Sense kept picking, kept going into. They picked it into T1 again, even though they lost it the first time they played against them, and they ended up beating them, the first team to do so. They take T1 down on this map. And they are really confident. Should be a really strong start for them, you would think. But
Jing, this is bold. Purple at the ready, but immediately going to be barrel stopping.
I'm so sorry, कुछ तो glitch हुआ था, लेकिन कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा. Sorry.
In the end, 3-2, still decent damage dealt early. As Jit Boys trying to heal up as much as he possibly can with the hot hands on the floor.
It's already tremendous damage done here from Paper Rex. They're going to force up a lot of buys. Now you've got tough decisions to make. And the 2 buy-ups that Paper X usually go for on these ecos, the Marshal and the Sheriff, still going to be in play. But Full Sense wisely take their time, change directions. I have to give Cruz so much credit. He's done such a good job reading his opponents, reading the timings on the maps, often getting his players into places where his opponents aren't.
समथिंग मार्शल के साथ कुछ तो कर सकता है.
Yeah.
This could end up being a little bit more painful here. More full sense. Granted, Marshall dialed in on the main angle at the moment. He'll be silent enough to walk forward into the site itself.
टाइमिंग भाई क्रेजी टाइमिंग. मैंने कहा था समथिंग कर सकता है.
Leviathan able to find himself a 4K in the round to get the 2-0 start, but it's a hell of a lot of blood drawn.
इन लोगों का विन रेट ज्यादा
Yeah, I mean,
अच्छा
they're
है.
able to get so close to the front of that smoke
I
at the
think
beginning of the
मैं
round
predict
and do
करता हूँ
a
एक
lot
मिनट.
of damage. That's going to be a
ये
little bit annoying for Full Sense going into this bonus.
4-1 हो सकता है.
To go on the
भाई
classics. Enemy and Jing getting involved.
क्या मारा
The
ये?
bullets, but long run.
लिवाइथन क्या मारा भाई?
Leviathan finding the 4K.
Crazy.
Again, laughs all around. Still feeling okay about it. Shotgun, a couple rifles. Guardian.
मैंने ज़्यादा फिनिक्स को देखा नहीं मतलब वीसीडी में इतना खेलते हुए.
With a bucky means that he's going to look to just go tailwind forward. Curveball going to be sent out. That's a team flash, but it doesn't really matter. Paper Rex able to come away with 3 quick kills, nothing really in reply. And Jing barely tagged up.
भाई क्या लॉक कर दिया उन लोग को?
Well, something shifting back over.
Okay.
Taken down by Cruz, a solid
Bros.
shot. 2v4 in the bonus. Paper Rex looking very good to play anti here.
किलुआ. वो क्या नाम है?
They're going to be looking for that mid re-hit. So far, Full Sense has been showing that they're not going to try to double down on different parts of the map, but exactly what they're doing, just kind of a misread here from Paper Rex, maybe expecting them to try to go back.
B try कर रहे हैं फिर से.
Play a little bit of retake. You still have 4 players.
लेकिन
Got to be patient with it. Something Paper Rex was doing a really nice job of yesterday.
ये तीनों के तीनों मिड से जा रहे हैं.
Waiting out their opponents and then, you know, not committing a player to something to go for the big hero.
नहीं वो
play.
लोग कंफ्यूज है कहाँ पे. Okay.
Really cautious, thoughtful about the retake timings.
They're going to walk all the way to A. It's at least going to be a double check
Oh.
towards this tower side. See if the coast is
फिर से
clear here,
rotate.
then can go for the plant. Meanwhile, though, double rewrap, clearing.
Okay. Info मिल गई.
That's going to be committed to. Paper Rex scrambling to try to get in position, but there's a decent chance here for Full Sense to at least get damage, especially with a shot like that from Kalua. Jing, however, will be able to sit him down quickly thereafter, and that just leaves Cruz down to his own devices.
Thorns are alive.
Very difficult for Cruz here. Not much in the way of options.
Some more shots that can hit on to something. Could be in for it, and that is a damn good start. Hughes beginning, looking to try to get that shot through, but then gets an angle. Forsaken going to fall. And in reply, Cruz, what a deliverance there. 3 more kills total in the round to leave just Divide limping his way out of the anti-bonus.
Yeah, I mean, that's really nice damage done. Cruz here leading from the front as the IGL. Nice start for Paper Rex. Just a good timing off the flash. They've got players tucked in up on the screen, one behind the pillar. They make this round look like it's pretty much impossible, but Cruz had other thoughts. Pretty chill so far, but he's been relatively pumped up recently.
They're all half armors and pretty much all guardians. 1 carryover, so obviously can get the damage through. Caps are going to be clean. Peak. Going to be a shot to the chest there on a Jit Boys. Still not to be found yet. Meanwhile, run it back, going to be sent. Jing storming forward, looking to try to finish the job. Will get the snap back, but something in Indy come away with kills of their own as Jit Boys and Primy both will get taken down. Leviathan and Cruz reeling out of this B side of the map.
Yeah, this proactive defense that Paper X has set up on the B side for these first couple of rifle rounds, really nice. You have something there to get the initial contact, and then you have the Phoenix and the Fade to follow up with their util and their guns. Do some damage, give yourselves a huge advantage in this round. Scoop up a couple rifles there too. Start making their way over towards A, where Devi's utility was pre-set up at the beginning of the round. Forsaken already pretty low though.
45 has Divine. Here's a bit of backup. 1 nano going to be popped. Timing swing perhaps around the back. And yeah, will be found. Divine not going to be fast enough to take down Leviathan before Forsaken falls, but Divine still holding his own. Cade down to 1 HP. The now returning. Waiting for the reinforcements as the double creep comes in from that hard side. Kalua able to find the first. Trying to isolate, pick apart these players, but he himself going to be taken low, and Jing will find the finisher. Paper Rex, despite the damage suffered.
Okay, फिर से हो गया तो कुछ.
They tie it up 2-2.
Yeah, they're really doing a nice job with this proactive defense. Something that you don't necessarily have to do with this composition, but absolutely something that suits Paper Rex's style. Again, find that early contact, and then you're able to just smother Full Sense out of the round by great work on the backside. Jing playing off NVCs to get in there and finish the job. So now you can go into that Outlaw knowing the economy here. Only Jit Boys with the full armor, but the Bulldog to back it up. Something Blade Storm available too. And again, look at how proactive Paper X are. Even though they don't find any contact, now something can start scaling, looking for some advantages. Probably remembering that Vice Wall is there. It was tripped earlier by Levi in the previous round. So, thinking about a bit of an exploration towards mid. Does have quite a bit of open space and not a lot in terms of detail until these prowlers come through and reveal it. Trying to sell a bit of a fake, and it's kind of working. Nobody here to really deny this plant off the Cosmic Divide.
Paper X are anticipating his later flanks, and they want to try to displace him, but they're going to be swinging into Klua one after the other, and he takes down 3. Just filtering through the gap. Klua barely suffers any damage for that. Full Sense re-establishing a lead here as Paper X send something forward, try to get some damage in, try to punish. You know the majority of these players aren't going to be having armor, or at least half. Trying to slow down the bankroll, but this round is absolutely out of their hands. Kalua maybe timing, and yes, something will be able to find that punish, but plenty more challengers awaiting as Cruz out of the wider
Sorry guys,
angle.
sorry.
Will not be able to see him scoped
2v2. I mean,
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean,
2-2
it's
हो गया.
okay for something to die there.
थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है, वो कॉल आ रहे हैं.
This was pretty good damage done, and I mean, Kalua, what a tremendous round here, sells the fake and then gets a 3K to boot. Just
Oh,
completely
शॉक कर रहा है.
bamboozles Paper Rex there. They weren't sure what to do off of that single prowler. They assumed that there was more of Full Sense that was going to be heading in that direction, but it turns out there wasn't. Turns out that Kalua was all that Full Sense needed to really win the round. Get the Cosmic Divide out of it, but Cruz has the Steel Guard and Killua has a Nightfall. And he's gonna, I thought for a second he was gonna go for the Outlaw, but gonna go with the rifle. The Guardian for Forsaken here. Everybody else, mostly half armor. Grimmy, looking for any kind of mid-contact, but Paper Rex, getting close to the vest, plant a deep armbot early.
Oh, gun barrel spotted. Something not gonna overstay. Dylan Inspiring. Just be cautious about that approach from shop side, so he's right to back away. Lying in wait there.
Paper X pinging that too. Grimmy's position, so they're kind of reading decently some of these early setups. They're gonna have to make good adjustments. Some of these late round rotations, things like that. Again, fakes being sold here by Full Sense. This is a recommit towards mid. A little bit of utility over at A, and that's pulled Jing and Devi. Envy. Be under pressure.
Powers exchange on either side. The Steel Guardian going to be invested, and Jim Boy's able to find Devi. Tucked into that corner on stair side. Meanwhile, the pivot getting ready to come through, and Paper Rex are misreading this a bit. Forsaken starting to double back, calls for Envy to join him.
30 seconds left.
At least check around water, but now getting a read of this. Can Forsaken hold the line? The updraft going through, and no, he does not manage to align the shot. Kalua strikes him down. Another key kill from this fade.
Paper
Rex trying to get the 3 remaining players into position. Envy will be able to strike first. Grimmy dead. Plant spotted. Immediately, Nightfall going to be traded out here on either side. Players at Hall is going to be deaf and Jing.
Okay, one down.
Boys on the ultimate, but then loses his life for real. Envy cleans up 1, but now into a 2v3. Boys holding close to the other 2. Over and long, something unable to get a readjustment. Doesn't even find that much damage for Envy to try to play off of. Will be able to finish it, but if he can get this, it would have to be an ace clutch. 7 bullets remaining in the mag at the moment. Waiting for that back pillar peak, but Leviathan just will not give it up. Turn of the flash, some shots towards Cruz now, just 5 bullets remaining, 29 health on Envy, and he cannot hold his own. Full Sense.
Anti.
Continuing onward, now up by 2 rounds.
Yeah, this is
good round.
the great leadership of Cruz on display. The way that they're maneuvering across the map, creating tons of misdirection that Paper X has to try to identify, try to figure out. They're not able to do so. Losing a couple contact fights here and there too doesn't help anything. You know, I don't mind the position that Forsaken takes, just can't quite get the kill. He's doing his damnedest to try to get something done, gets a 3K, but it's just too much for him to handle. Finding those open grooves. Paper X gonna take that early timeout. I mean, to me, a lot of this is probably just saying, okay, let's go back to doing a little bit of pressure early at one of the mains like we were doing or something like that, and then kind of defaulting a little bit more, being a little bit safer, playing for some retakes. They're being pretty proactive, responding to any util that Full Senses send out, and that's pulling their players in the wrong directions. Cruz has been all over that. He's been reading their tape, and this is something that has plagued Paper Rex on this map. You saw it against Global Esports the last time they played on this, was that they became pretty predictable, pretty readable, where they really were over-committing to things, whether it be on their attacker side or defender side. That's something that already causing some problems. Let's see what the adjustments look like.
Knives at the ready. Going for the thrifty attempt, but so too is an outlaw in the hands of Premi. Been having a quieter start, but hasn't really been to the deficit of Full Sense at all. So the players, Kalua in particular, have been picking up that slack. Meanwhile, crunching the mid. Well, Envy and Jing going to be able to find 2 quick kills there. Have to see that one back in the replay. But that's a hell of a way to start off this round.
I love it.
They haven't even contacted into the knives yet.
Exactly what I want to see. We're going to figure out here pretty quick.
Uh-oh.
Still an art. Scoop up an orb maybe, but don't want to give away the silent push Paper X has done. Looks like they're going to give up the sight space at the very least.
No, the turret's not watching for this either. I mean, Paper X, they have to be cognizant of it. Jing just going to go ahead, trip that wall at the same time. Divide starting to check in from behind. That blaze wall going up, and he's going to have a lockdown. Unless he can deny this one. Premi's doing his damnedest to try to get him off that orb, but he does manage to grab it. Now the lockdown at the ready. Meanwhile, something intercepting Cruz on his exit out of water over towards Flowers. Plant not yet in play. Premi trying to fight forward. Knows that he has to clear this, and he cannot, and that leaves Shitboys to his own devices now. Frantically and desperately sprinting over to the B site, but something will hear these footsteps. He's got 11 HP. Needs to hit the headshot. He cannot. Shitboys gives himself an opportunity. One weapon recovered. It's in the hands of Envy, who would love to pass that over, but the other 2 players are a world away. Dabai will be able to grab up an outlaw.
Got to make sure the timings are good here. Don't give him the 1v1s. He did a kill earlier in mid.
No, it is on. Curveball going to be sent to the defuse. Held to half the spam, finding even more damage. Pushes forward, has to go for the reload. The kill not yet found. Dabai touches the damage, pushes forward.
Good here. Don't give him the one.
Dabai will be able to grab up an outlaw.
Was he scoped in?
I think he was.
He's laughing. Oh, what an attempt by Shitboys here, though. It's so close. But again, the problem that I was worried about for Paper X is that giving him these 1v1s, 2 players just trying to hold the smoke. And, you know, Envy should wait for contact a little bit before he tries to challenge that angle, but they lost track of Jit and got a little over-eager to try to find him.
He was fully flashed.
Oh, he's flashed.
Yeah, he wasn't able to turn it. So not scoped in, just couldn't see a damn thing. Meanwhile, personal challenge fight outside of A main. He's going to look to back away, and you know that he's going to be 1 charge away from having the ult online. Meanwhile, Shitboys had his. Won't be able to use it here as operator from something now online immediately finds a kill.
So fast. Goodness. He's really been turning it up lately. You know, talked about it in the post-match interview on the analyst desk. About how, you know, we'll see with him versus Premi. 1 for 1 there.
By with another. Can he find a second? No. Premi creeping ever closer, able to find that kill, but as he pushes out, looking to intercept, something is ready, dialed in on the angle. Now a 3v2. Kalua still separated away from Leviathan, who's just now working his way through Street. the halls, able to find the first. Tucks back. Leviathan at the same time, now arriving, catches something, and it is just Envy in a 1v2. Full Sense want to maintain this lead. Envy breaking forward, finds the first, doesn't suffer any damage. Tap the defuse, the scale forward. Leviathan not falling for it though, stays tucked around the corner. Now Envy, the pressure is on, retaps it. Leviathan on the repeat will find the kill. 5-3, Full Sense, they stay out in front.
Yeah, they're so patient here in this post plant. Not giving up much to Paper Rex, waiting for those sound cues to go for the quick kill and then the hide behind the wall. Little things like that. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a good round. I mean, you've got a early advantage. There is a quick trade there, but something getting Primi like it's pretty doable in the 3v2. And Killua been doing really nice. Yeah. It's that one I get. That one's a little frustrating. I think some of these retakes have been a little bit uncoordinated for Paper Rex. They're kind of, again, throwing it in there one by one. Back to the ecos, where we've already seen them do some pretty decent damage. Holding pretty deep this time around, not wanting to create too much early pressure here. Looking for some information before they make their plays, hoping that they'd go B. Play off that alarm bot.
Quick check forward. Prowler as well has Envy backpedaling, not fast enough to find the punish. Now it's got free.
They're quick rotating, both duelists already making their way over to A.
They're gonna try to clear this one. Cruz taken low, but they line up for him. Cleans up the 2 kills, and now something scrambling to get back into position as the spike gets rotated over here, but it just has that classic Jing with a bandit. You know, given the previous 50 drop, Full Sense still want to take their time.
30 seconds left.
And how dangerous these opponents from the other side can be. Once to one side, ball into the other. Just try to clear their way through here, and yep, Primi gonna be able to run him down with a shorty, and Jing can't even exit that Nebula. Cruz is pre-firing as the curve ball comes in. Now it's just a buy to try to see if he can finish off maybe some of these lower HP members, but Primi is in and around the back. Be a fast kill for him as soon as the buy makes any kind of noise, or if he just swings his corner and checks left. Fine, we'll be able to scoop up a Vandal. That's going to allow him to go for the save now. He can try to retain the weapon, but out on his heels is Chit Boyce, sailing his way out of water. By turning back, reading it for a brief little moment. Bounce forward around the corner in the tower, considering the repeak. Boy's getting off to a wider angle. We'll have to swing into this one. Rushes forward and wins out the fight. If I cannot keep that free weapon over, Chit Boys ensures that they get nothing without working for it.
It's just, again, a little bit of a different look here from Full Sense. Being really patient at the beginning of the round, not going for any early contact fights, just kind of saying, okay, Paper Rex has been a little bit aggressive on these ecos. Let's hold back and watch. And then eventually, when the anxiousness of Paper Rex gets the better of them, Cruz is just holding the angle the whole time. Just a dry swing there, and like you said, lined up for him. And he's fired up. He's having a really solid map for himself. Cruz, who took a little bit of a break to be a coach, has been incredible since his return as an IGL, has completely turned this Full Sense team around, made them kind of that team that we thought they could be at the beginning of kickoff in Pacific, where we thought they should be competing for titles. They should be good enough. They should have the firepower, just with some little things in game that weren't going the best off of some of the IGLing and things like that. He came in and has righted the Thai ship.
Great captain of it. Forcing out that second timeout. Already, it's going to be a damn good feeling for Full Sense. This was one of those maps, when you take a look at the draft, you're like, okay, it's pretty good for both teams, but if Full Sense aren't able to find Pearl, that's when things could unravel very quickly in favor of Paper Rex. So the fact that they're up by 3 at the moment, they get both timeouts out of Alex here in this first half, feeling pretty damn good, but it's not over till it's over. Seeing how things do continue. As for now, these hot hands going to be lobbed in. Something caught by that Prowler, has to quickly exit back. Meanwhile, the run back going to be in use by Chit Boys. Storms forward, and the site just has to be abandoned. Something operating here by himself.
They're wary of some kind of trap. They haven't seen any other contact. Well, Remy
Dives out, finds a second. They're on to Envy. Forsaken struggling to be able to get that catch. Something staring in towards main. He's able to find one, but he misses. That Boys is scaled forward. Devi, however, if he goes for a timing push out of this smoke, would be able to find that kill. It's a little bit more patiently though. Now can try to scale forward, maybe get in around the back here of these players. Something is still trying to call the distraction, and he has. Devi on the lurk, able to find the two on site. The spike now stranded in Cruz. Needing to do it all, his position known. The peak is there, and Forsaken will be able to come up with the goods. This time, timeout call. Delivering into the round win. Paper Rex 2 away from tying it up.
And this is some of that patience that I've been wanting to see from Paper Rex, waiting for the contact before anybody makes any moves. You know, not overcommitting to an angle, not assuming that something's clear when it's not, making sure that, you know, for something there, he doesn't overcommit. He doesn't swing out of secret there to try to see if, you know, he can greed for that kill. Instead, he trusts that Devi's holding that other angle, so he can just hold his line. Really patient play, and then Devi waits for contact back sight before he springs into action to scale up into the smoke of his opponents. Really nicely done. Now Full Sense gonna just be patient, but this is going to allow something really get pressed far forward. What's been great about his escapes. Envy has a little bit of help here in Art with the alarm bot and a nano. So you get a little bit of contact.
That's going to be running back out of the doors into mid. Flash connecting onto a few, but still unable to find the value there. Jing going to be snapped back. Devi going to be taken down as Devi then comes away with that kill, and now frantically backpedaling is Jing, trying to get away from this Prowler. Forsaken just going to go strafing over top of his teammate's Molly. Try to see if he can get a catch here, and he does. On the Primy at that. Still, though, it's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Full Sense, but noise. You have 3 players from Paper Rex stacking towards B. Something all alone. They're at main.
No Killjoy util.
Yep, it's all deactivated.
So you're not going to get any info on this. I mean, the good news for something
30
is
seconds left.
Figured it out, pieced it together. The smokes help. He was already considering this.
His plant within this nebula. Flash, no confirmation. Scale forward into back sight, and looks like that's where they're going to try to go for the plant after all, and yes, they will.
Spike planted.
Fan forward. 3 players stacking it secret. Something still isolated out on the island until that smoke does fall. Won't be able to get any real sightlines here. Forsaken able to find Jin Boys in exchange, but Jing's going to be taken down moments before. A 3v3 now, something able to get involved, finds himself a kill on a Kahlua, who is now dead. It's just Leviathan. Got himself into a 1v1. Forsaken down to 36 health. Lays forward in front of the Cosmic Divide, and Forsaken's the one who's going to have to push through this one. He's cutting all the way in around the back, reading the position relatively well, but Leviathan hooks a bit further into Cubby, and he's going to give himself a Red Bull clutch to guarantee the lead at the half.
Yeah, it just, Paper Rex wants to go for this crunch play, and Full Sense reads it. Immediately Cruz lets loose with his ultimate, and they've got backup layers coming to shut down that mid-crunch. And something left on a bit of an island and just doesn't read that Leviathan's gotten in the corner, and he's going to get the clutch. And it's a frustrating one for Alex again. You know, Paper X has had a lot of these rounds really, really close. Can't quite close it out. Full Sense has been just fine. The heat of the moment, no pressure so far really showing. Again, having to do a lot of heavy lifting in some of the early parts of this round to try to keep track of Full Sense, try to not overstay his welcome. Boy's still going to be 2 away. I'm going to run it back. Could go to the other side of the map, but something's already scaled way further.
Killing a plant perhaps. Either way, who's going to be traded up, and they lose in before this is a lot of the info gathered. Meanwhile, Premi saying, well, we're just pushing forward. We're going for it. Forsaken going to be spotted out. The lockdown invested. They have to keep this one protected. Curveball going to be sent in. Forsaken the first to fall. Devi now dead. The lockdown can go their way, but no Jing. Able to peel back 2 kills with that Spectre in hand. Premi, however, finds it, and he clears it with a second to spare. Something now quickly trying to rotate all the way through main. Quietly scaling forward. The spike still down on the floor. Full Sense have to give this every consideration. Nebula pop, the peak, the knife, drawn out something, just dash it across, all blades whipping. Spike now collected. It might not be the ult battle that Big Time was asking for, but this one could be a massive showdown. Determining if this is an 8-4 or a 7-5 half, the time running lower and lower. They're just going to be playing Ring Around the Rosie, something now rescaling. In from that stair side. Remy going to be spotted, makes his exit, something just a little bit late on that shot! For the re-peek, he will sit Remy down. Has this bit of fun, and will get the defuse to get a 5th round win for Paper Rex.
That's a massive clutch for Paper Rex. I think 5 here, not too bad. You're going to feel like you still have a shout in this at the very least. It is going to be tough, of course, but Devi is laughing. He's having fun. So are Paper Rex after finally getting one of their clutches to go. It's an early fight here, just a quick trade. Then they're trying to push through onto this lockdown, and Remy just a little bit, that curveball actually goes kind of deep on his right-hand side, so it doesn't take much for him to turn that. Then you think, oh, it's Primy, should be no problem, but something, as the Jet wants to be the hero too, wants to show that he's also worthy of being talked about in that conversation as the best in the world.
Well, quick reprieve, obviously, with both timeouts committed in that first half. Necessary moments here for Alex to discuss with the rest of the team how they want to be piloting things to get ready to shift over to this attacker side. They can come away with the pistol win this time. That's going to put a hell of a lot of pressure on Full Sense.
Yeah, for sure. It's been kind of a thorn in the side for Paper Rex at times, like trying to get consistent pistol wins. They come in spurts sometimes, it feels like, but maybe today will be one of their days where they're able to at least keep it even. They're still a great team, even though they lose a lot of pistols, still come through with map wins, make it a lot closer than you like to see. Oh, well.
I didn't read it.
If Pyrex wins, I think he'll have a girlfriend.
Oh. Well, Godspeed. Best of luck.
Yeah, I can't root for either side here. They force me to make predictions that I don't want to make.
Yeah, we have no horse in this race, so.
No.
I'm happy for you, or I'm sorry for you, depending on how this turns out.
I am decidedly neutral in this situation. Just Devi over here at A. Some of that fade util and thinks better of to challenge it early. Will trigger the turret.
I want to clear this. Go wider around the box. And Devi now realizing that there's more than one. We'll have to quickly exit the vicinity. Peeks for a little bit, a couple pot shots out, but no connection to be found. Meanwhile, Paper Rex are going for a full scale through water. Something leaping forward, but he does have that tailwind. Opposite immediately. Turns over into the side, but Jink eventually is able to find him in flowers. Leviathan going to be good for one, Forsaken with another. Leviathan finds a second, third kill. As now, Jit Boys setting up the ball and getting that heal back through, and that leaves Devi, previously known in a 1v2. Flicks here, but neither connecting. Reads the reposition of Jip Boys pretty damn well. Puts him down to 45, but Cruz will put Devi 6 feet under. Another pistol over to Full Sense, now up by 3.
Yeah, it just gets a little bit wild back here. And, you know, with Devi drawing so much attention up towards Paper Rex's spawn, Paper Rex thinks they have enough time to bully their way through onto the site, but Leviathan's just going crazy back here. He has been
hell of a day.
He is having a hell of a day. What, 13-5 right now?
Clean stuff for him and misery for Alex.
13-6. It's just
Sheriff's too bad. Rex would love to pull off this Thrifty here. Close that gap, offset the economy Full Sense, but Remy's having none of it. One of the bandits now going to be left on the floor.
That is an interesting vice wall. Don't know that I've ever seen that.
Yeah, well, I mean, given what they just did in the previous round, they're like, well,
better make sure.
Yeah, just place the wall here, box them in, to try to push forward.
That's quite curious, but see, a lot of players here. This doesn't look good for Paper Rex. Not a util too.
Well, that one. Whizzing by in 3D. Jing, however, is still able to find Cruz. Kahlua tucked over to the side. Rid of something. Dashes forward into the site. Back here for now. Spray and pray, not being rewarded. Damage not connecting. Flash going to be sent forward, but Divine is pushing forward. Barrel stuff ship boys. Primi now gone. Kahlua and Leviathan with the HP bars. Running lower and lower. Kahlua, however, only able to find the one kill. The spot out. And his attention getting twisted. But Leviathan! Another monstrous Red Bull clutch barely survives and rescues the round.
Titanic stuff for Leviathan today. I can't believe he's done it again. 2 HP left here. I have to wonder if maybe one of those guns that got dropped on the floor ran out of bullets. Hey, it looked like Paper X was gonna pull a rabbit out of a hat here.
Thinks he gets the kill on the eye, turns over to the side and still manages to clean them both up. He can only be so frustrated. It's good damage by Paper Rex, but it's also Full Sense now up by 4, and this needs to be a clean anti-bonus.
Yep.
If you want to see Paper Rex win this map. Otherwise, things are looking very good for Full Sense. And already, Hope denied. Primi, a clean shot into a follow-up. Invi now gone. Something eventually going to be able to flush him out, so 1-for-1 trade. Primi's done his job. He is delayed, allowed for the rest of Full Sense to get clustered together for the retake.
Stalwart defense, Levi coming in on the lurk.
Astro push through the halls. Leviathan again, a clean tap, goes into the Astro form, will get caught on the timing, knows something, is able to find that kill. Jing now dead. Levi now at streets, able to draw enough attention, hold his own for 2 kills, but again, it's not that clean. It's only 2 players surviving. The Paper Rex do manage to stop Full Sense from getting to 10.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the Full Sense players are just completely dialed in, especially Leviathan and Killua. Really clean stuff here. Can't give them any opportunities. Primi's Primi, he's always going to get those. And Forsaken, though, immediately traded. I mean, there's always an extra layer here. It feels like for Full Sense, you got to be pretty cognizant of that as Paper Rex, where they're going to play for trades. You got to make sure that you're doing the same and you're doing a good job of it. Too many times as Paper Rex giving up a lot of 1v1s to Full Sense. Just a little util battle outside of A main there. That's going to give Paper Rex a lot of open space. Full Sense still reading this pretty well. Immediately pulled back, but something gets them to change their mind. That haunt definitely convinces them. This is still going to be an A hit.
Nano dugout. No one there to eat the damage. Kahlua can rescale forward, but ooh, something forward into that smoke with that shorty, trying to find that kill. He does not, but he does manage to backpedal away and find the win at the same time. Something scaling and Flowers ends up losing his life as Kahlua will find the buy, and suddenly Full Sense are right back into the driver's seat. Still have to get this retake going. Paper Rex are completely split apart. Cosmic Divide's going to be exchanged, cutting the site down to a third. Leeswall try to stave them off. Curveball through, Invi, slotting forward, push up through the smoke, and Jing is just not ready for it. Forsaken, however, absolutely is. Finds 2, Invi, through to the side. Under the elimination, slips the net, pushes back out through the wall, back into the smoke, and does not back down versus Primi.
Just great stuff here from Invi and Forsaken. Invi's just waiting for his turn while Forsaken knocks a couple Full Sense players out of the park. And it's his turn up to bat, and Invi good for it. So fast here in the heat of the moment. Just wild stuff with these crisscrossing walls. And Invi able to just take a really nice position. Oh my God, Forsaken. Ridiculous. Paper Rex not giving up yet. Onto an eco for Full Sense. Something favoring the Outlaw once again. There's anti-eco weaponry. Couple ults though, including Primi's, so not to worry about. This 4-1 setup so scary. Full Sense doesn't have to move because Primi just on a walkabout with his Blade Storm. Can just hold that angle.
I'm peeking out. No one giving them the angle though. No one checking for themselves.
You're just looking for that aggressive
Primi.
play, but yeah, Primi.
Speaking of aggressive plays. Primi is on this approach through the attacker spawn now. Something. Check in. One. Kid Boy's going to be struck down. Nightfall out across towards main. That definitely, and that allows for the pace to get picked up here by Primi on this backstep, with the players on site losing their lives. The decay expired, and Primi now more and more pressure. All of the pressure on him. It would have to be an ace clutch. And he cannot find the first. Forsaken gets the read, sits him down, and suddenly Paper Rex are 1 round away from tying it up.
Yeah, I mean, Paper Rex here just able to pull the trigger in time on getting this attack to go. Good read by something that there could be a player in the corner on his right-hand side, and able to get that big opening kill. Devi finds another off to the side here. That breaks things open for Paper Rex to just barely get ahead of Primi. Who knows what would have happened if he had showed up before they were able to start going for the plant. Full Sense going to take their first timeout. Paper Rex starting to threaten here. Cracks starting to show in the Full Sense armor. Did he actually say that? I don't think we'll ever lose again.
I mean, if he did, he's certainly not believing it. Look at his cam.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like something Alex would say non-sarcastically.
Yeah. Sometimes people just take things very literally when they don't need to. Like predictions.
Yeah. People
no,
think we care.
There is no curse. There is no bias
No.
here. Who gives a damn? Just give me a good final.
That's right. That's all we want.
Watching some of the other regions now, I need action. I need teams that can fight back.
That's what we got going here so far. Close start. Leviathan still leading the charge, but something is caught up. Leviathan's gone a little quiet in the last couple rounds. The Jet for Paper Rex starting to get it engaged. Both Phoenixes going to have their ults for this round. Let's see, Paper Rex seemingly going to hang on to theirs. I think looking for some kind of mid-contact. That Prowler checking. I was curious if that was going to be the go signal for them, assuming that there'd be maybe a little bit more to that pressure, but pretty far deep back towards the water area, so not going to commit the run it back just yet. Jing, though, rechecking, have an opportunity.
Molly up and over the top, her ball in. Does have the run it back, but
I'll find you.
really looking to push the issue here. Maybe at the same time, trying to draw some attention towards G, and he somehow wins that out. Leviathan should have had him dead. Had the timing. He's in a favorable spot, even with peeking out of the smoke, but Envy just able to readjust.
Spike planted.
That was Paper X giving Full Sense a little of their own medicine with the fakery.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Good boys maybe need to invest this ultimate, but he's going to be caught with util in hand. Jing at the same time, able to find two off the back of the run it back, and now Kahlua frantically trying to backpedal. Lots his way into water, but as this convergence of Paper X players in the defender spawn meets up, we'll know exactly where he's gone. Just a question of whether or not they can actually kill him off. Either way, Paper Rex not allowing for Full Sense's timeout to lead to the round win. They're going to be tying it up 9-9.
We're off the leash, Paper Rex. Going to find their prize. So far, Leviathan's done a decent job. Going to hold on to the gun. It looks like it. Yeah, nobody's going to check. Okay, but Paper Rex. Very interesting stuff. I like this call off of the timeout. It's like they were doing it to us. It was working pretty well at times. If you get out there and create a little bit of pressure, now barely wins that fight. And then Jing just going absolutely crazy with the Phantom there. That's a really nice play. The macro sense and the micro sense from Paper Rex. Envy has his ult. Jitboy's still sitting on his. Didn't get to use it in the previous round. Rex cautious against the eco this time. Very safe setup except for something. He's got Cruz.
Blocking sight.
The Vandal still in play and in hand for Full Sense. Kahlua exploring into mid. Just going back in alongside Jitboys here at Street. At the moment, yeah, he's not quite reading the timing, but he's just here to try to see if he can catch anybody by surprise, really. The spike is being ushered back through Club at the moment. Turns over to the side, finds Jit Boys, might not be ready for the quick close angle peek from Primi.
Divide though. This is why they're rotating. He's already gotten over to A. So something says I'll be the distraction. I'll pick up some kills.
Might just kill them all.
He might.
Will just dash across, make his exit. No one gonna be able to counter swing in. They try to find this punish, and now they start getting a sense of it. Meanwhile, it is Kahlua still with that Vandal, just tucked away, trying to intercept, but they need his gun. They need him to go back over to A if they actually want to try to make a play on this one, so he can't just sit here and lurk and wait for something. He'll start running, but as he gets ready to hear these footsteps, he's going to turn back. That still does buy a couple more seconds where he's not reinforcing this retake. Wow.
Bring them down.
The angle, Forsaken. Up over on the side, Envy will end up falling. Prowler does check forward, but Forsaken will be able to win it out. Meanwhile, the view is going to be interrupted. Divide close it out with a shorty, and Paper Rex are suddenly in the lead by 1.
Yeah, I really like the way the Paper Rex is starting to toy with the map, toy with the information. Again, it helps when you're getting that opening kill. No trade available this time for Cruz and company. That opens up so much of the map here for Something and Divide. They both just kind of keep scaling it. They have their pick of the litter for which site they want to go to. Chilliwack's still really, really damn sharp, but it's just too little too late. At that point in the round, Primi is going to grab that op. Something has a Blade Storm. Being Forsaken with their ults.
Relatively alone. Curveball going to be sent. He's going to be spotted and dealt with. Jing able to find the kill off the back of that haunt reveal. Primi, no hope in hell. Cosmic Divide now going to be called in. And once again, Divide starting to walk forward. This time, though, you have that Vice Wall position in front of the A site. So this could just end up being a half of this one, and then maybe even a re-pivot back. You continue to lean on this side of the map, and now the util doesn't matter. Divide has killed the controller. Cruz is gone. So the Thorns, the wall, it all means Jack.
What a read from Divide. Just waiting patiently at that wall for the rest of the team to come back, and Cruz is like, wait a minute. I should probably see what's going on, and it's not ready for Divide to be right next to it.
Now they have to save. They will be able to recover the operator from B, but I mean, if you're Paper Rex, you're gonna have 3 players at least cash capped, maybe even all of them. It's gonna be close. Yeah, might as well go hunting.
Oh, for sure. They'll be going for everything, and they're already gaining.
Bring them down.
1, is there gonna be any more to follow? Oh boy, that's the op.
He's revealed as well. Will be able to catch Ching, but like you say, the operator now stranded, unrecoverable for Jit Boys. The only way he can really grab it is he sends the ultimate and goes sprinting in the halls. How much do they want to try to get him? Well, they will just double face for it. They say he's already got his ultimate. It doesn't really matter. Just throw bodies at the problem. They make sure that nothing is carried over.
And again, I like the way that Paper X is being a little bit quicker to rotate, and they didn't show this a lot in their last match against GE, where they would use the Cosmic Divide as a fake. They would just commit off the back of it to try to scale into sight. You know, maybe they're creating an extra angle from B-Link or something like that in those moments, but otherwise they would just be full sending it. And this time they changed directions, and it completely fools Full Sense.
Or what we talked about that first half when it was 6-3 and with Full Sense in the lead. Was how much it feels like they kind of need this opening map win. Primi looking for that second kill, won't be able to find it. Something is able to go ahead, close it out. A 1-for-1 exchange. The Divide does get dropped, but Intercepting, is able to find Leviathan at the same time. Turns back around, finds Kahlua, and that's just the ult gone. Something has now backfilled this space at Art. Blaze Wall situated, swings through it. Shorty gonna be drawn out. Meanwhile, Jing, he's got himself a third. Cloudburst down, just fishing for kills. Jit Boys nearly lines him up. But to no avail, nothing more to be found. Paper Rex took a little while to jumpstart the engine, but now they are just steamrolling through this.
Yeah, I mean, you can see kind of the pedigree in the class here. There's a really nice Nova Pulse as well to bail out Something up there at the top of Art, and then Jing just doing what he does best, throw the run it back and put bodies on the ground. Full Send's gonna drag in their last time out here. No more room for error. Have to win 3 in a row to get overtime on their map, Pick a Pearl, and this is the one that worries me for Full Send. This map I thought had to be theirs if they're gonna get this series. This is a map that Paper X has struggled on, and they have found their groove, they had found their footing, but you never know with Paper X, man.
And it's hard to know as well sometimes with Full Sense. I mean, they have looked good individually on every single map that they have played as well. Comes down to this Pearl where they're able to best T1, who's looking like one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team in the world on that map. Felt like they should have had this one in hand, especially given how things had started.
Oh, I agree.
Joining us all the way from Australia.
Hell yeah.
As well as all of you guys watching around the world. We know that you've been looking for some good gameplay
and
the last couple days.
So far today has been good.
Only hope that things are going to continue like this.
Keep up.
Have divides all this time around. Still tons to work with here for Full Sense. So obviously this round very important, but you've got a lot of ults that you can tool around with a little bit. Primi already gets a spot of this. Rex though, I mean, they have to kind of think that there's a lot of 1-4. We've seen that already from Primi where he's off on his own and leave Forsaken to watch this flank, but Full Sense is right there.
So much help so very quickly, but Forsaken will fall. The Judge able to find one. 2 more shells loaded up, and one's going to be good enough to take down Jing.
I'm back.
Envy eventually will be able to flush him out. Opens up the space here for the plant, but
ये फ्रीज क्यों हो जाता है पता नहीं बार बार मेरा पीसी रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा भाई 12 लाइन हो गया भाई देख ही नहीं पाया my bad sorry I apologize
Bruce tagged to 20. Envy checks up. Bruce going to fall. Now it is all on Envy's shoulders. Isolated, tucked into the corner. He finds himself a third. Full Sense will be able to persevere. Reaching now up to double digits themselves. They need 2 more to push this into overtime.
It's just tucking that Judge into the back alley that really works the treat here for Full Sense. Gets Paper Rex whittled down, gives them the time to get over. They have their Phoenix ult to deal with it. Yeah, I mean, Forsaken was just, yeah, he wasn't even looking at it. I saw it on the map. He was looking at the other side of the map and had no idea he was about to get run over. Yeah, that one's got to be a little bit frustrating. Really, maybe using the util the way you'd like. Clear the alley. So something with an operator, though.
Last cannon for Cruz. No money to get the armor online in this round. He, however, had gotten that orb collection as well as the deaths, and now he's going to be 2 charges away from having another run it back online, but it looks like they're just going to be funneling one into Envy, who now does have a Nightfall at the ready. Meanwhile, multi-face forward into mid. Devi and Forsaken both having to backpedal away from the angle.
And now, just going to trade places maybe? Nope, Devi going to stick with the pack, it looks like. Something, just holding the line with an operator over at B. That may be, yep, the final area where Paper X wants to go because he hasn't seen a damn thing. Maybe he saw Primi once, but other than that, it's just a wait. They're not going to tap the orb just yet. It's like Jing's going to bypass it too. Primi just trying to go. That one tap with the Vandal.
Like with a Prowler, that's not going to get the spot, but he does bring out a shot, so aware of the position. Going to be dropping away, reposition. Going over towards Street. He will push that angle. Meanwhile, Devi hearing these rotations a bit. This could be a monstrous backstab. Something is able to find one. Devi now striking and profiting from it. 2 kills found for himself. Primi dead as he hits the floor. Blew one out, needing to pull off a 4K clutch. Has the Nightfall. He's going to send it next on to 2. False information that this is a 3-player stack into the corner.
It's over.
Shift the position. The shot from Forsaken will put him down in 13 to 10. The opening map felt like Full Sense should be able to come out on top. They had a hot start here on Pearl, but Paper Rex find their footing on the attacker's side, and they do not let off the gas.
No, I mean, and it's really good stuff once they go over to that half of the map. Good macro, a lot of fakes being sold, a lot of using some of the conditioning they'd set in previous matches, using the tape that Full Sense had seen against them a little bit here and there. And that's got to be frustrating. I know how hard Full Sense and Cruz prepped for this, but it just wasn't enough because Paper Rex is always adding new little wrinkles. It seems like whenever maybe a map that had historically been good for them sort of falls away from their favor, that they take a break from it and they come back and all of a sudden it's just back to business as usual.
I mean, they've been building that momentum throughout this entire weekend here. Looks like Paper Rex, yeah, a little bit of a softer start for them, but very quickly were able to find their footing and run away with the remainder of this. Sign right there saying, Primi, where are you? We were not seeing that same impact that we're used to seeing from Primi here on the stage today. So another one of those players that really needs to kick it into gear if they want to be walking away with that first seed into Masters London, if Full Sense want to be lifting their first ever Pacific trophy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's going to take a hell of a bounce back, it feels like.
Really will. Well, let's go ahead and send it down. We're going to be hearing from the coaches.
Vâng ạ, rất là kính chào các bạn khán giả thân mến. Bên cạnh tôi là huấn luyện viên Alex, thuyền trưởng của Paper X. Map thi đấu thứ nhất chưa cần phải bật mode W Gaming lên thì Paper X đã có thể mang về cho mình chiến thắng. Sự chính xác là điều kiện tiên quyết ở trong map thi đấu thứ nhất. Để xem những chia sẻ từ huấn luyện viên Alex. So coach, not yet W Gaming, but slow and steady wins the game. Is precision is the key word of this whole series.
I mean, you could say that. I think the most important thing for us right now is to keep as calm as possible. We know that we have a lot of experience, like just rushing into trouble. So I wanted them to have a calm game today, and I think that's what we showed today.
Tất cả những gì mà bên phía của Paper X cần đó chính là sự bình tĩnh. Họ sẽ cần phải giữ được cái nhịp điệu của mình trong cái trận đấu ngày hôm nay để đảm bảo rằng sẽ có thể mang về chiến thắng. Thank you, coach. That will be all.
What a way to start our grand finals. We nearly went into an overtime. It looked like Full Sense was going to take this first map, and Paper Rex finally found their footing, found their form, turned the map all around and ended up closing it out.
Yeah, I mean, Full Sense came out swinging on this first half. I really thought that they'd done enough in that first half to make it work for them. Then we swapped sides, and Paper Rex's attacking half was just so strong. It looked incredibly dominant. Mad respect to Paper Rex there. They really managed to flip this map on its head.
Yeah, I mean, Full Sense won both pistols, but then now Unbothered Kings of Pacific just win 7 rounds in a row on the attacking side, and it feels like the game is completely over from that point. Full Sense are going to be kicking themselves. This veto advantage, the fact that they forced Paper X to play Pearl in this veto has not really made much of a difference, and unfortunately they find themselves losing the first map, and Paper X find themselves one step closer to another Pacific trophy and that first seed to London.
Yeah, it's a little bit worrying for me. I feel like Pearl was the map where I was certainly leaning the way of Full Sense the most. So for them to not get it across the line with that double pistol and some huge individual rounds, it really does have you worrying as we move forward.
Yeah, it does. I think they absolutely needed to win this map. Pearl is a map for Full Sense. This is one of their strongest maps, and like you guys said, not closing this out to start all of it is really not the way you want to go. But they didn't look too phased as they're walking off the stage here, which is a very long walk, so we got a really good look. And welcome, Ben Kai. Welcome back to the desk. Yes, you are back. We like having you here. You're very familiar with a lot of these players. I mean, what is your opinion on how all of that played out?
I really think it really just boiled down to the kind of value that both teams got out of their star duelist players. Like, you have something really getting really good control of the map with his operator, but you didn't really have that for Full Sense on their defensive half. Yeah. Like, Primi was really kind of non-existent for me. Like, he didn't give the kind of value that Full Sense was supposed to get with a duelist star like him.
Yeah, I mean, we've been hyping up this duelist head-to-head matchup, but again, I mean, as you mentioned, in this grand final, Primi has kind of gone missing on the first map, unfortunately. He didn't really have some of those star-studded moments.
Instead of an op, he ended up with a judge.
Yeah. I want to see him op me long, but he was in backhalls with a judge like, please, don't hurt me, sir.
Yeah, that's what I mean. These players, right, when they're this cracked, they buy a judge if they're having a bad day and they're like, I just need to get on the board. I need some safe kills. If Primi is having to do that, it's a worrisome time here for Full Sense. I need to see him activate in the next match.
What I will say, though, is I felt like the rest of Full Sense played pretty well across the board, though. You got value out of pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, I do think Paper X did like a really good job shutting Primi down with his offensive. Yeah. Like, you have that one round on B long, where Paper X just Phoenix flashed him and Primi just couldn't get out in time. He tried to outdrive, he tried to dash away, but he still got picked
Does
off.
it kind of knock your confidence? Like he pulls the op out for the first time and it immediately goes terribly. Like he immediately feeds first pick. Like, do you think that affects the mentality going forward and that's why you see him by the judge, or like what do you think?
I think maybe the judge wasn't really like a confidence thing. Maybe it was just strategically the best weapon to play at that Hall's angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really see it as like a last-ditch effort from Primi to be like, oh, I need to get back into the game. It's more of like, I think the judge is a really good weapon in this case for him to come in.
We saw a lot of interesting 1v1s throughout this entire map. And so if you saw those first kills there on both sides, it's pretty like evenly spread.
Yeah, the amount of rounds in this game that went down to a 1v1 was astronomical. When we talk about these teams having heavy firepower, you can see how this is going to go because they trade their way down and then it's all about those slow moments. I felt like Devi was huge in those moments as well. He came up clutch time and time again.
And we have to talk about Jing, of course. Like, while something was absolutely critical here, especially with those op kills, Jing was very impactful, MVP for map 1 of today.
Yeah, I mean, Jing on the Phoenix has been phenomenal to watch. He's someone that's had to be a little bit more flexible with his role, especially with Ascent coming back into the pool. But we were talking about it at the start of this stage of Pacific because he was the global ACS leader. His stats were, like, ridiculous. Yeah. I don't think I've seen such a strong start to a season from any player like that in quite a while. And he was playing nothing but Phoenix and Raze, which was very much within his comfort zone.
Yeah, I think this meta has to be the meta for him because right now he's just playing on all of his best agents right now. Like his Phoenix, his Raze, I think his Raze on Lotus is going to be a big problem for Full Sense to solve the next map. But I think he really had a lot of value when he gets his ultimate on his Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like he really just paves the way for them into the bomb sites on their attacking half.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. This meta feels like it's made for him. When we look at our player matchup here, it's premiering something. These were the two heading into this that we really wanted to talk about. But you said it, Benkai. I feel like Full Sense weren't getting that value out of Primi. This was a much quieter game from him than we've seen in the past.
We got our 1v1 between the two of them, but not quite the way we won that we wanted. But here on, Cruz making some interesting calls.
Yeah, I love this call from Cruz. I think their attacking side was extremely well drilled. It was the second half where things didn't go so well for them. You see PaperX start this round out with some A main control. They pick up the orb. Something looks for a kill in middle, and then you see Jing is in art to follow that up if there's needed with a flash play. And Full Sense, they just have a passive start. They don't do anything in the early round, then they go and retake this A main space and drop off Cruz. And in the meantime, you're just seeing them deny info to PaperX and keep them guessing in terms of the rotations. And you see over here at art, Cruz rips the Steel Garter, which pulls a big reaction away from PaperX. Devi goes down there on the rotation over towards art. All the Killjoy utility is down, and then Full Sense gives them the runaround and ends up in a B long post plant, and PaperX have no idea what's going on in this round.
I really think the map control that they took back in A main was so important to how this round played out. Because when they hit that space, PaperX had the inkling that they might hit A, then Full Sense followed it up with the Vice out going into art to draw everybody back, and then they doubled back into B link and went to hit B after that, which was so good from Full Sense.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was really nice, and I think that showed the difference in how they want to approach this very same comp. Now, one player I wanted to talk about a little bit for Full Sense was Leviathan, because, despite that dual pistol, I feel like Leviathan was the guy doing the most damage for Full Sense. If he was at like 70% of what he was showing in this game, then I think this becomes an absolute stomp for PaperX. To me, he was the only one really stepping up to save them.
Which I think
भाई
was
लिवायतन
something
बहुत ही
special
crazy
because
खेला
he's
ये
one of the
वाला
less experienced players on Full Sense. If we kept on from their last roster into this team, he was the player that they put their trust in.
और अभी ये अगला राउंड शायद से है
in Pacific.
Lotus.
So the fact that I felt like he was the
I think it's still
steadiest
Lotus,
member
na?
on Full Sense in this particular game.
Next round is Lotus.
It makes me question things a little bit, especially with Primi having a little bit of an underwhelming Pearl.
And मैं बता दूं कि PRX Lotus में थोड़ी कमजोर है.
Only map 1 after all. Lotus is going to be the next map where it's interesting because again we have very similar comps between the two teams, but at least now we kind of see how they play it differently.
PRX कमजोर है इसमें.
Full Sense did show their Lotus, and I felt like it was solid. I felt like it had potential, but they were getting the best out of their
Ascend
players.
and
The
Spirit
problem
ban कर दी.
is, this is a map where PaperX have just been fantastic for such
Big
a
buy.
long time. So I think
Dependingly
you have
उन्होंने
to feel like
पहले
they know how
पास
to play
pistol
this
round
map. They're
30%
gonna be
chance
very
है उनके
comfortable. And Full Sense
defending
aren't really going to be able to
attacking
pull
ज़्यादा
out
है.
anything the PaperX haven't already seen because they do it
मैं बोला भाई
themselves.
Pearl was going to be
PRX
a
का
mirror, but
Lotus
they did
कमजोर
change
है.
up the choice of Senti, and I think it worked out quite well for the value that Devi was able to
Well,
bring. But
वैसे
PaperX have been
पिछला
stomping
मैच
since they switched
मैप
back
भी
to the
कमजोर
gel,
था
and this
लेकिन
match
वो
suddenly
जीत तो
feels like
गए.
it's right at home.
Yeah, I think the win condition for Fusen right
That's
now
a
is
big
just
deal.
how they're going to be able to deal with the duelists of the Raze and the Jet, with them diving in, and I just want to see like
But
they
wait,
have to shut that down.
let's hear from T-Love first before we come back to us.
Vâng ạ, xin chào các bạn khán giả thân mến. Bên cạnh tôi là huấn luyện viên T-Love Family, thuyền trưởng của Full Sense. Primi luôn là đầu tàu của Full Sense, nhưng như những bình luận viên đã nói đúng không ạ, Leviathan là nhân tố vô cùng quan trọng, và hãy cùng nghe những chia sẻ của huấn luyện viên trưởng Full Sense về Leviathan. Hi coach. So Primi was always the star of Full Sense, but Leviathan under the spotlight, still shining. How important is he throughout the whole journey and in this series?
เขาบอกว่าพรีมี่เนี่ยเป็นสปอตไลท์ของทีมมาตลอดแต่เขาอยากรู้ว่าเลเวียธานเนี่ยมีผลยังไงต่อทีมเขาอยู่ under the spotlight มาตลอดเนี่ย
ก็ลีเวทานเป็นคนคัดหรือคนที่คอยเปลี่ยนเกมให้ฝั่งเราได้เปรียบครับแล้วก็เป็นคนเมเนจอันติฝั่งตรงข้ามว่าฝั่งตรงข้ามมีอันติอะไรบ้างคอยเตือนพี่ทีม
Alright, so Leviathan is a game changer for Full Sense. He's always the one who reminds the team about the enemy's ultimate rotation and as well as the errors of their own team.
Leviathan là một nhân vật vô cùng quan trọng trong cuộc cuộc của Full Sense, luôn là người tập trung vào những cái nguồn thông tin này, luôn là người đốc thúc cái tinh thần của Full Sense để có thể đi lên, và chắc chắn rằng Leviathan cũng sẽ cực kỳ cần thiết ở trong map thi đấu thứ hai và những map thi đấu sau nữa. Thank you coach. That will be all.
Okay, let's
Leviathan is
Start
the
over.
rookie on this squad right now. We've seen moments where he can really help bring this team to victory.
Yeah, for me, he was by far the most impressive for Full Sense in that map one. He has to carry on that performance, but we need to see the rest of them step up on Lotus. We know Paper X have been fantastic here. This double duelist pairing is a real 1-2 punch. Jing is back at home on that raise. For me, Full Sense, this is a must-win map to try and avoid that 3-0. You know, you said about this before, Ben. Paper X are the most momentum-heavy team in this game. How big is this map 2 for them?
I mean, it's gonna be really hard for Full Sense for me personally, because I feel like Paper X is just a team that can just run away with this right now, especially on a map like Lotus. If you get a couple of good rounds with Jing and something just dashing into the site, successfully getting in and getting those kills, it's gonna be hard for Full Sense to just come back mentally into that kind of...
Yeah, for Full Sense as well, I feel like they're playing against the standard comp when they're playing T1, for example, and the thing that really impressed me was Primi and Jip Boy's ability to just fold those sites, but they're going to be playing a different game this time around. This is going to be a flood-heavy game. If they're attacking into Paper X's defense, they need to be ready for some of those fast reactions. It's going to be a Sky Flash and a Jet dash back into the site, maybe before the spike even goes down, and they need to be on enough and switched on enough to win those skirmishes.
Yeah, Paper X is the originator of this double duelist plus Sky comp here. They are the masters of it. Full Sense at the very least need to get their mental back in order.
Yeah, I mean, I think I liked what Cruz did on that attacker side, the way he called around that double duelist. They weren't afraid to deny information, slow down when they need to, but ultimately it was Paper X that got the better of them on their attacking half. So I need to see a step up in the individuals on this side of
Okay, something फिर से Jet लिया है. 4 second फिर से Oman है.
But we didn't see it on Pearl.
Leviathan फिर से smoke लिया है.
Unfortunately, their map pip slips through their fingers, so now, as we mentioned before we started this final, we need to see Full Sense literally beat Paper X at their own game here on Lotus, because if they go down 0-2 in this series, I'm starting to feel like this one's looking hopeless.
भाई दोनों टीम एक जैसा ही सोचते हैं भाई.
What Full Sense have to be ready for is all of those chaotic plays that Paper X are known to do on this, and if they can't beat that, then
क्या फोटो लगा है भाई?
Yeah, well, we will just have to wait and see as we send it back to our casters. We've got Achilleos and Paper Thin taking us through Lotus.
Thank you very much. This is going to be a difficult battle for Full Sense. I mean, this whole series was bound to be, given the form that Paper X was showing throughout this weekend. But now we go over to Lotus, and we've seen what happens when Jing goes from playing X to playing the Raze. He already had a good game on the Phoenix to kind of get warmed up with. So if Full Sense want to come out with the win here, tied up 1-1 on Paper X's opening pick, and they are going to have to ice this team very quickly.
Well, it's fearsome right now what Full Sense has to face, because all of Paper X is firing. Like, everybody's having their moments, everybody's having their rounds. You look at the numbers that the Paper X players put up on Pearl, top to bottom, very, very good for basically everybody. So you're going to have your work cut out for you on one of Paper X's all-time best maps here on Lotus. And the quiet before the storm as we get locked in. Sense starting on the attack side again, and kind of one of the big
भाई ये लोटस में
points here
कौन सी जगह पे ये?
rejuvenated Full Sense is that a lot of what they do is they've stolen some of Paper X's comps and they're trying to make them work. And can you kind of beat Paper X in their own game?
PRX
Many have
एक
tried,
लीड के
few have
साथ है।
succeeded.
Oh, 4-player
ये
high
मैप
low.
डिसाइड करेगा कौन जीत रहा है।
Here it
भाई
stares.
क्या
Here comes the
क्या
swing.
लाइन किया, लाइनअप किया इन लोगों ने।
Sense.
4 बंदे
Closer and closer to getting out
ए
into
के
the open.
बाहर,
Jump peek
बी
attempt
पे
there from
कोई
Premi.
नहीं।
Will be able to spot it out. It's wise and well researched from Full Sense.
बी पे वॉल करिए।
They avoid
सी रोटेट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अभी भी 4 बंदे ए पे रही है।
gonna try to push forward, draw some attention on the side. Turn the flash. He's gone on red. He's able to find 2 kills. Forsaken and Jing both going to be taken down. Meanwhile, Divide under an immense amount of pressure now. Can't
Nah.
those banded shots.
They will.
Looks like Full Sense may just be able to go 3 for 3 in pistols.
पिछला राउंड तो ये जीतेगी FS।
Gonna take a hell of a play here from Envy and something to turn this around.
दोनों पीछे से जा रहे हैं, लेकिन लिवाइथन एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा है। लिवाइथन एक्सपेक्ट किया, 2 ब्लाइंड दिए, सब अब इधर से देख रहे हैं। लिवाइथन प्री पोजीशन कर गए। Something is crazy. No one there. Something.
Trying to identify the player's positions first. Time at the same time is already gone, so won't be able to really make a go of this. Can maybe get some ult charge.
Something is playing for kill now.
Take down Premi, 1 bullet remaining.
Okay, not bad.
The final kill.
Good round.
Everyone dead, but Full Sense, another pistol under their belts.
Yeah, good start again. Just kind of reading here is Cruz on how Paper X was going to want to play off of that 4-man stack, assuming that if we throw a
मुझे ऐसा
smoke,
क्यों लग रहा है पता नहीं, सब लोग समथिंग के भरोसे ही बैठे भाई।
expecting us to do that. They're going to look for a timing off that flash. He right there, ready and waiting. Claim some
Just
lives,
like a
so
10.
Damage done, but doesn't make too big of a difference in the long run. One rifle, actually, Cruz can have the Vandal. Couple players with Guardians.
Here.
Nades to force them back a little bit.
It buys the space to get the orb.
It's winnable for something.
One of the build up that Showstopper as fast as he can. Meanwhile, something he has put himself on an island by peeking.
Something को पता लग गया कि यहीं पे।
This out for something.
We'll usually run a 1-4 here on an eco.
They're not checking it. He's waiting to see if somebody else
Okay.
behind the raise. They do
One
not.
more.
Something
2 बंदे आ रहे हैं, pick
now
करना।
backpedaling away. Himself over to Mount. 2 players.
Something पीछे हट रहा है।
Spotted. Can he make his exit? Could maybe just hop the gap. Looks like he wants blood. He's in looking for a little bit more.
Still he got.
Connecting. He's still able to find Leviathan. Gets the tailwind back up and makes his exit scot-free.
Tremendous individual effort. A little bit of a smile there on something's face. That is disgusting work from him, but it's a nice setup off of what you would expect Paper X to be doing in this round.
They still have go.
Again, Divide showing presence intentionally to hide something's position. Full Sense walks right into the trap. It Boy's none the wiser. Something's still here. Not anymore.
Nah. Whole side is empty.
Damage on the Kahlua. We're all still going to be okay, and that kill opens up the sight, so still in a decent enough position here are Full Sense. Premi walking forward, hip fire shot will connect. Divide going to be taken down, and now 3v3. Paper X look gonna get picked apart here. Forsaken dancing around this door. Doesn't have to find Kahlua somehow. Regardless of the round win.
What?
Still gonna be fantastic damage dealt by Paper X.
What?
Follow-up shot.
Good round.
Carrying forward that Guardian and
कोई ना कोई ना।
but decent efforts.
अगला
Yeah, and you're
ये
still feeling like
ये save round था उनका
so
Eric's का।
labored for Full Sense. Paper X always has some good plans, some interesting ideas. But they're just not ready for.
भाई सही निकाल दिया था भाई
strategized
something।
out macroed here a little bit, even with the day off to prepare for this. Maybe trying to fine-tune some of the micro and some of the smaller details were Full Sense. Meanwhile, Paper X is constantly still finding new layers, finding new innovations. Now more of a default split, but 3 players sliding in towards B here. Fades, he can't do the
इस बार नहीं होगा भाई, ये चेक करेगा देखना है।
right behind.
भाई चेक नहीं किया है, इतने कॉन्फिडेंस से भाई, बढ़िया है।
They're gonna try to quick scale off this one. Divide at the same time.
अगर इस बार समथिंग होता तो
has the wall, the thorn to try to
ये
slow
round
things
था
up on
उनका.
the approach, and Cruz has just now placed that wall of his own, so that will hold them back for the moment.
Got there just in the nick of time before anybody could have gotten into a position to punish him.
This might just be a 3-2-1 tap at the door, the paranoia through. Cloudburst comes in, some damage going to be found as Cruz taken down to 23 Divide. Trying to find the spot out here on Jit Boys. Eventually will be able to get it. Trimmy going to be good for one. Leviathan, though, slow playing this. Trying to give them a taste of their own medicine. Finds the first, looks for the transfer, hits it. Forsaken now dead. You can find the kill on Indy.
मुझे लगा था देख तो लेगा इतने देर तक भाई वो 4 सेकंड.
1v2 still needing back, recover this spike. Trailblazer will get the spot.
Done it.
And something on the
Nice,
will
something.
be able to take him down. Paper Rex, again, a little bit rocky in the anti.
इनमें निकाल दिया ये वाला राउंड. बढ़िया.
They do manage to get themselves on the board.
Yeah, and this is one of the problems that does plague Paper X from time to time is just not checking corners, not checking certain angles. But again, the macro idea really nice. You're able to scale up out of B. You know you've got them pinned. Almost disaster. Envy has been really steady here this weekend in Vietnam.
I need to blow something up.
Kept them in with another shout. Guardian and a judge, though. The damage suffered there. Here goes Jing. Just doing a little bit of check.
Oh, well, something. Quick exit. Perhaps get himself onto the site. Does find it. Bit of damage around the perimeter.
भाई सी से बड़ा प्यार आ रहा है लेकिन इस बार है something.
Going to be able to do a damn thing for something. Other than find a little bit more damage, but Premi goes away with the second.
Prime ने बढ़िया निकाल दिया था.
Taking up close, has that judge, but cannot escape. He's not fast enough on the TP.
4 second escape नहीं कर पाया इस.
4v2 is Full Sense look to hold on to this lead.
Spike planted.
Planting.
Things get even more dire.
सेव कर रहे दोनों.
Not the Seekers, not the Steel Garden.
हाँ उन्हें चाहिए.
Back to the opposite side of the map, saving their guns.
For sure, and this is what you've been looking for.
इनके
Full
पास
Sense
बाय
is
नहीं
Premi to
आ
activate this time as the tip of the spear. Up on top of that box and finding 2 huge kills. Falling back with the shorty. Something and just gave up a little bit too much space there where the shorty shots can't do enough damage. It takes Premi down to 80 in the long run. Full Sense. Nice little adjustment here, just turning up the pressure on the Divide. A lot of times he's going to be on his own over there, so now you can start pulling that extra player over to the C site, working the rest of the map a little bit. Especially if Paper X is going to commit a lot of presence to A Rebel early, be able to punish that weak side on C. You can get up and over, no problem. Paper X has done this to a bunch of other teams where they're just using the jet and the rays to get over that wall before you're even ready to try to defend his device. Look at Paper Rex. 4 players now over at C. Still, Full Sense might commit to it early. Let's see.
Ready for something.
भाई मैं बोला था भाई PRX मैप में थोड़ा कमजोर है इस वाले.
Should have seen a pixel there of Cruz. Very wary about this. He's called for the full reinforcements to join him on this side of the map. So the stack from Paper Rex not going to be finding much of anything as Premi goes up and over the top and just has to drift away.
I've got your trail.
The rope up. Speakers now going to be sent out. Full Sense already given up a couple turf-thieves in that previous map. They do not want to do so again. So spot over the drop. Just widely ignores that one. Does manage to find a kill. Kahlua going to be taken down. Interrupts and slows the process of getting the spike in play. But Jit Boys, he'll collect that. Now he's going to be one away from a showstopper.
King does have his.
Paranoia. Flash, he's able to turn that away from that one, but no, Indy holds his own, is able to find that kill. Jit Boy's now going to be taken down, and as you say, Jing had the showstopper invested. Didn't manage to find a kill with him, but still got Premi. Lawrence is going to be chucked in. Slow up this approach to
अच्छा
Paper Rex.
बढ़िया जिंग है पीछे से लेकिन जिन मर सकता है. ओके इजी इजी स्टिल विनेबल
No! Taking damage, and that is a fantastic fadeaway shot. Another Red Bull clutch for Full Sense, as they will stretch this lead further.
It's a lot invested here by both sides, but Full Sense very happy to come away with this. It came dangerously close, but something opts to stick around at drop, and I think that's just a little bit ahead of the rest of the team here. I thought he was going to play for the rest to get in there for the retake, because I think give
ये
you
क्या
a
हो
little bit
गया?
more patience
हाँ
and
वही
waits a
वही
little bit further back towards spawn or something like that. Instead, he doesn't get identified by that boom bot, and he's able to come in there and be a little bit more effective with his ult. But now he's got the op.
Sending out a stray one, but it's going to be Forsaken playing forward. He's able to find that kill. Teleports forward into the corner of the Jit Boys. He saw enough, so he's still able to go ahead and get that read. Takes him down. Meanwhile, Leviathan's trying to TP
भाई
into the
crazy
back.
निकाल दिया क्या?
He ends up getting
Something
caught.
crazy निकाला वो वाला.
Gets that up and some.
Oh!
Oh my God! Cannot believe he hit that one.
भाई something के हाथ में अभी आई गई. आखिरकार something के हाथ में ऑफ आ गई है.
rounds of this half. We'll be able to find their second.
Just great
भाई
trading
साहब.
here for Paper X, and I don't mind this TP at all from Forsaken. If he eats that rocket,
Finally.
that's fine. You know, that opens up more
अभी
space for that
2-4 हुआ है
operator
उनका.
for something to keep being an absolute
अभी
nuisance
करेगा ना.
on it. And
अगर इसी मैप
it's
में
an
ना अभी
absolutely disgusting
something
shot in here too.
जेट की जगह
Good. That one's
यूरो
better.
लेता तो ज़्यादा बेहतर खेल पाता है शायद से.
Really even saw the loop into the flick.
वैसे इतना कुछ लॉजिक नहीं है कि समथिंग इस मैप में खेले यूरो.
Second
बहुत
round
बड़ा
fight,
मैप
still
है.
a decent buy here for Full Sense to try to maintain control and sleep back here under their belt even further, but Forsaken able to dodge out.
Tense
the other
position,
side.
भाई.
Towards Leviathan, however, able to
4
respond
seconds
on
die.
their own, but something in Jing coming alive, expounding
Easy.
upon it.
Easy,
Second
something.
round, Blue with the last one standing, a 1v2. Trailblazer going to be sent forward. Spots up the enemy.
Nice.
As he tries to retreat,
Level.
Divide is there, finds the punish, and suddenly Paper X one away from tying it up.
Yeah, and they've just made some good early round reads to get the right pieces in the right places to slow down Full Sense. And off that early smoke, they know exactly what that Blade Storm wants to do. And Forsaken puts himself in a great position here to use his paranoia to shut Primy down. I mean, there's no hope there. And then they've got some really nice trading going on. Jing, great to find two there. And then a little bit of a bait off of the Trailblazer. Buy something to tee up Divide.
Wow, OP player something. Off player something. भाई वो something off के साथ कुछ गजब ही करता है भाई हर बार. Nice trade. Nice trade. देखो भाई क्या किया भाई, देखा ना भाई. ये हर बार कुछ ऐसा ही करता है. भाई ये भी निकाल सकता था वो तो 2 बंदे थे, अकेला होता. अकेला 3 बंदा निकाला वो. नहीं 2 बंदे निकाला. Sorry, my bad.
Continuing to string these rounds together.
No, you're exactly right. These are just starting to really fall into Paper X's play style, into their ideas. Again, good reads from Cruz and some of the early stuff on the round, but there's that extra layer from Paper X. There's something maybe, again, overstaying his welcome, but he knows he's got reinforcements behind him.
हाँ भाई गोट है भाई, बंदा गोट है.
Full Sense going to take a pause.
Time out by FS. भाई पहला टाइम आउट मिला है लिया इन. भाई तो मजे में ले रहे.
There's a timeout. You've already lost map 1 and they're laughing. I mean, I love that about them. Their mental has become very, very strong in their own way. Meanwhile, this guy
still he's dialed in. He wants that first seed. Tied up 4-4.
Poor guy.
कुछ तो बोले भाई, कुछ तो बोला है.
GPA depends on this.
I mean, you got somewhere to be immediately after the game? Like a test that
Oh, study.
you have until midnight to take?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just big test tomorrow and you haven't studied enough. Open for the 3-0 so you can go home early.
That or sometimes watching Paper X play, you lose brain cells, so it could be that.
You might be onto something there.
Back into it, Full Sense. Chance to try to regain the lead for themselves. They're actually going to be bringing an operator into this.
Fine.
Yeah, Leviathan looping this one up. He's staring in towards C, but Leviathan's playing quite far
Whoa!
back. Scaling forward.
That's that flank util. Already dealt with.
Stopper into the corner. Kalua going to be
Still one.
Second kill. Jin Boy's barely surviving 17 HP, but
Jing got
the paint shells wondering, is that going to kill me? No. Jing swinging the corner absolutely is. Last packs forward. Can't quite track Trick.
Prime ने निकाल दिया है.
He will be able to come away with another 2 kills. Causes a distraction. Leviathan peeks the corner. He finds that shot.
Something को पता चल गया कि FS भी कर. Something मतलब Leviathan भी कर रहा है, ठीक है.
That's what I'm talking about.
Don't give him the resets.
The brain cells, I can feel them. They're evaporating.
Same situation.
Give Primi the reset on the dash.
They keep playing this corner. They
Check करने वाला corner.
And they do. Levi still able to find the one, trying to find the timing here against the
Ooh,
operator. But Levi
Jebel.
cannot get it drawn back out. Levi will be able to catch the double kill. Spare them their blushes in this round that nearly escapes them.
I think Unk was lecturing him a little bit there at the end, saying, don't do that again. Like, don't give this away. We had this round in the bag. Don't go chasing Primi. Because it's going to lead to some not so great results. Bye. Mr.
डेविल
Reliable.
भाई क्या खेला भाई सच्ची भाई क्या खेला वो
I can read what
you don't need
I can
subtitles for that
I
one.
can lip read that.
Just about anybody could. Doesn't matter what your native language is. We all know what that one said. Ooh,
Oh, shit.
Shot. It's a shutdown here onto something, and it seems like that type of language is going to be continuing in the PaperX coaching booth.
approaching C.
Now that one's just got outplayed. He went for the ego peak and won.
What a entry.
Bye has to get the hell out of here. Could he use the steel garden to maybe buy a little bit of time and space?
Wall has slowed up the remaining players, trying to work their way through.
Nice one.
The fadeaway shot at a Primi. Looks for Jit Boys. Catches it
Oh,
as well.
nice,
Another
nice.
Bullets. Blue is able to capitalize. One of that
अच्छा
kill.
निकाला
At the
उसने
same time, down Jing.
2v2
Poking and prodding.
easy
Door gets Kahlua
Leviathan low है
into a 2v2.
इनमें निकाल सकता मेरा मतलब है कि 4 सेकंड निकाल सकता है पीछे से
Like the change of direction now by Envy. He's created so much attention over there. Try something different, but Cruz is matching. He's got a pretty good read. Leviathan's so weak. He has a steel guard of his own. There it goes.
Oh!
Forsaken not ready for Leviathan to scale forward. Meanwhile, Envy now
Bhai,
loses
what a
weapon,
time.
gets dinked through the corner. Leviathan will be able to take him down 5-5. Full sense.
What?
Great round
और
in response.
timing
They tie it up.
उसके गन जाना
Yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time in some ways before Primi starts to come to life, and you know maybe PaperX hit that one map pick, but if he starts heating up here, oh, just as he was swinging back down with the crosshairs. Hi, so sturdy, played that out really nicely as an anchor, but full sense committing. Yeah, yeah. How is he ready for that?
Well, on that timing. It's not going down without a fight. Primi can push forward. Just widely ignoring him there. Let's manage the tailwind out to safety. Meanwhile, something. So dash at the ready,
No.
goes for peak, and they're not paying attention.
क्या निकाला भाई वो
Time and
किल
time
वो
again.
something भाई
Both teams off guard. Meanwhile, be able to find Cruz on
one
screen.
more kill
Forsaken
निकालेगा
will drain it
something
out.
एक kill तो निकाल ही देगा
Player advantage is in hand for something.
Smoke कर दिया
Right as Primi starts to scale forward. Primi popped. He will respect these. Not going to try to push past these.
nah
Damage. Divide at the same
क्या
time.
trace हुआ था भाई वो अभी
Back of sight. He will get spotted.
देखा है इसे
So, the check-in. And that operator once again. Be at the same time though, trying to slow down this approach. Primi is
Whoa.
finding both clean.
Envy.
One taps. Gets himself the 3K. Big ups from Forsaken. And now PaperX back into a one-round lead.
This is, again, where PaperX is at their best is when they're being cautiously aggressive. They want to push some space. They want to take some aggressive timings with that op, with the, you know, this is just a little bit unfortunate for Cruz, but, you know, Divide there being ultra consistent. Primi's so ready for him to swing off of something shot there while Primi's waiting right outside the wall. Divide waits just a little bit longer and catches Primi off guard. All these little things. Oh,
nah
He was watching
something
that position, but Kid Boys arriving a little bit later ends up catching him off guard. Meanwhile, the flash going to be going in.
Devil
And Divide is
हुआ
completely
भाई
overwhelmed.
क्या entry की है wow
No idea what it hit him. Now, showstopper at the ready, and that's going to be Jing dead. Gives his life in exchange for that kill.
भाई dead लेकिन निकाला round उन्होंने
Falls able to find a kill, and that's going to be Forsaken now left in a 1v4.
Hilo
Tie this up 6-6, and they shall. Perfectly balanced at the half.
okay half हो
yeah,
गया और
just great
6-6
adjustments on
हुआ
both
है
sides, and again, full sense winning some of those early contact.
Twister round फिर से FS जीतने
that
वाला
early
है
fight against something that gave them a huge advantage, a lot of confidence in those rounds. So basic as it seems, sometimes it really just does come down to that. Can you remove that operator?
FS
Look at this.
पिस्टल राउंड FS का था, लेकिन अगर ये वाला राउंड जीत गई तो अच्छी लीड है उनके पास PRX के पास। अगर ये वाला राउंड जीतेगी पिस्टल राउंड।
Making that post plant that much easier. Okay, it's a 6-6, but it is Lotus, and is that good enough here for full sense?
भाई हुडी बांट रहे हैं, I mean merchandise बांट रहे हैं।
Time Memorial, doesn't matter what kind of event it is.
Free stuff.
T-shirts being thrown into a crowd.
Yes, the best.
Fans have been having one hell of a weekend here.
भाई काश मुझे भी मिलता अगर मैं कभी जा पाता तो।
We're saying what we already knew, what we have been talking about, which is just how exciting and meaningful it is to see an event like this brought to their doorstep.
Yes.
We've seen plenty of signs out there as well, begging for a Masters or a Champions to be hosted here. And given the response and given the turnout that we've been seeing from them, I think it's inevitable that will happen.
Well, this is a country that's just enthralled with esports and has been hungry, starving to get some big events here. And this is just the beginning, I imagine, for Valorant in Vietnam. I think we will absolutely be back again based on the reaction we have. Packed houses the last couple of days. So loud in here you can barely
Something
think
classic
straight.
पे खेल रहा है।
Oh, this is dirty. 4 sheriffs behind this as well.
Look at Cruz, he's trying
Same
to
भाई, same कर दिया उनने।
No. I'm playing alone. I'm playing on that side. There's
Yes.
one, it's theirs. There's
Just
definitely no
me.
stack, it's theirs.
Just me, guys.
No one else on the other side of the map here, though. Top flash needed to be a quick take of this one, and if they just go for the full pivot to C, okay, this could be good for them, but they will
क्या push किया इसने?
backside B.
It's just a matter of are you going to be
भाई
able
कितने
to
जल्दी plant हो गया
intercept
उनका।
full sense when they get there. Got a little bit of util still.
No one's
Paint
watching
shells.
this at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just a full push through the connector, or rather through upper, I should say. Put themselves into the site.
Crazy plant है भाई, मैं कल रात खेल रहा था। Same plant की वजह से मैं कितनी बार हारा हो रहा हूँ, क्योंकि बहुत hard है ये वाला।
Respecting that damage from his teammate, turns to the side of the
Oh,
one.
no.
Blue, however, is going to be coming away with 2. Jing now is going to
What
be taken down.
the-
It is all on to buy. This Paper Rex, these pistols continuing to potentially elude them. As full sets, they're going to go 4 for 4.
इस round goes to FS। मैं बोला था
Yeah,
वैसे
why not?
FS ही जीतेगा वाला round।
They just win some of those battles there. Envy using the paint shells to try to confuse full sense. Like, certainly he wouldn't walk through his own paint shells. PaperX does that quite often, and they're able to react fast enough. They're just not able to really hit their shots. I mean, he has to turn on to Jitboys, who's swinging, looking at him. Just a great push out of the smoke. I mean, you're setting up a crisscross there, an X.
भाई कैमरा तोड़ देगा क्या?
Hope he's not mad.
A little slap at the table.
भाई always FS win pistol round।
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, they played that really nicely.
अभी देखो
Open up 2 sites and then still be able to win the round.
वो पिस्टल चलाने में उनकी टीम बढ़िया चल रही है, ठीक है? पिस्टल राउंड उनके अच्छे जा रहे हैं। पिस्टल के साथ अच्छा खेल पा रहे हैं। मैं बोला था अभी जो भी ये राउंड जीतेगा ना पिस्टल वो लीडिंग में रहेगा, मैं कहा था।
And that is going to be them with 4 players surviving, starting off this half.
क्योंकि मोस्टली बंदे ना मतलब ये इन्होंने भी कील ना लेके नहीं दी थी।
Primi able to find a ton of value with that outlaw, just a couple players swinging into it.
और ये आउटलॉ के साथ आया बंदा अपना प्राइम, एक किलो हुआ अलग से।
No problem there, holding the line with the sheriff.
भाई प्लीज PRX यहाँ पे आके अगर हार गए ना भाई, nice, something is crazy. Okay, something going now. It's 2v3. It's winnable.
The immediate pivot call is going to be made once again, perhaps into B.
ये B के बाहर रहेगा क्या?
Play split apart.
Vi here gonna try to sell the B.
wall है
Team
ट्रिक होगी
rotates in the other direction, but Cruz hasn't moved at all. Still convinced that this
क्रेव
is
को
gonna
पता
be
है ये फेक था उनका
Tap on the door, that
सी
puts
भी
him
अप्रोच कर
around.
रहा है
Remy needs to start rotating in.
Nice!
Trying to get that time and get that kill. He cannot. He does manage to get Envy down to 20 HP, and obviously that's going to be unhealable. Opportunity perhaps for Premi now with a recovered Vandal. Trying to make a go of this. Blazer will find nothing. Tap at the door, gives the position up, but Divine
Oh, David.
watches it.
मैं snacks
Shuts
लाता
him
हूँ
down, doesn't let him get the ball rolling. So another anti-bonus. Still no conversions here in this series yet. Rex still going to be trailing by 1.
He's starting to wake up. I definitely am starting to see signs of life. This is madness. Let's go swinging in there. Oh my God. I mean, I knew it had to be crazy. I'm like, he's in his own cloudburst. That third one.
Playing off the death of his own teammate.
Yep. But that one also one of the cleaner anti-bonuses for Paper Rex. So they come through with full rifles, only 1 half armor.
3 alive instead of 2 for the first time, but now they're looking for a pacey hit on a B. Ball's going to be popped, locks the spike out for now, but chuck that up and over the top. Meanwhile, something he is in deep at upper, finding Jit Boys on that exit from stairs. Divine at the same time, trying to out-lurk the lurker of full sense, and he showers, he locks on for the headshot. Clean stuff from Divine, but now getting a little bit scrambled in where he should go. Weapon's going to be drawn back out, and Leviathan will be able to find him. Premi at the same time, catching Envy on that peek out from main. They get this back into a 3v3, and this is very winnable for Full Sense. Paranoia forward, being completely blinded up, regaining his vision, looking for Premi. Going to be something to come away with the kill in the end, and now a smoke here. Block off the 2 remaining players from Full Sense. Now you meant to scale forward, you can. They have to back away. The call to retreat has been sounded. They will go ahead and hold on to those weapons.
Yeah, this is a crucial round for Paper Rex on this map because it's the first rifle v rifle round here.
क्या बचे
It's going to
ये वाला
tie
round
things back up, but something does a nice job just going forward, just going W, and Jit isn't ready. And then even though you lose 2 players on the backside, Paper Rex here, that's totally fine because you've got all the information on where all of Full Sense is, so you can just tunnel all 3 players onto that B main entrance door and just set up a crossfire and dare Full Sense to beat it. It's very, very difficult to do, and Full Sense, you know, Paper X just showed you why. So even though you linger a few players out there, it's very, very worth. Make sure that that post plan is clean.
Knives are out for Premi. Beat main at the moment. Rex at the same time making plenty of noise outside of A. Tap of the door, taking a little back pedal.
ट्री के पीछे छुपा है
He's going to stay tucked behind tree. Break of the door and a
very common point.
He's going to try to sell this one. He'll be able to spot at the 1 player. Boys for
They're
now
trying
still
B.
on red. They get noted. Paint shells over towards main. Rex reading this position potential, and something will be watching for it. Envy at the same time massacres them outside of the A site. Stealing sight. Who's only able to find the 1. Maybe the re-wrap around towards upper, but as that flash confirms nothing on that C connector side. Oh, they get the read. He gets a ding there, but able to eventually find the spray down. Can he hold on to this weapon? It's going to be an upgrade. A Phantom now in hand. Ding, however, will quickly hound him down. Paper Rex now into the lead of 9-8.
Show me Envy's play here, because I like the way Full Sense plays this round. It's people in places where they could potentially do damage, just get beat to the punch by Paper Rex. Great awareness from something to be watching from Premi. That Blade Storm, oh.
Clears both sides of the door.
Disgusting. Beautiful. This right here from something is the round saver. Could have gone real awry, real fast. He's watching for that angle the whole time.
Now it's another fractured purchase, and something's got the Outlaw trying to exploit this.
Oh boy.
Bringing out the paint shell, spotted a 1. Does have to take the tailwind out, and Jing is going to be caught. It's a very nice shot from Cruz over at C.
Having a really good map. Cruz is positive in the KD.
Doing a damn good job. Seeker's going to be
Whoa, something.
From that angle. Remy swings into it. Him up, Cruz now dead.
Now something got this
The
one
C
also.
site is open. for the taking, and now 3 players on this approach. Something unable to split them apart here, but Devi,
Oh,
that repeat,
Devil.
ends up losing his life as well. Suddenly, player advantage here for Full Sense, but Boys, the heals coming through, push him back up towards full health. Clear the boom bot, dodge the paranoia. Envy looking to deliver once again. TP forward, but Forsaken is there to cover. It gets close, but Paper X still, their heads above the water.
A round that really comes down to some individual plays. Cruz winning his battle, then you're able to clear something out of the B pillars. I mean, start to think that this is pretty doable, but Envy has been red hot the last couple of rounds. Devi there probably should have at least gotten one. He's kicking himself a little bit, I'm sure, but again, it's one of those rounds that just completely comes down to individual play. Who's got the aim, frankly. And that was, in the long run, Paper X's Envy. Full Sense going to use their last timeout. Paper X hasn't even used one because it's just been them keeping pace, or now stretching the lead. Got to figure something out fast, or you're about to go down 2-0. Penn State, team that has won multiple trophies already in Pacific.
One of the ones that's won it globally as well, of course.
Yes.
Last year,
I'm out by FS.
After falling to the wayside versus Full Sense, or rather versus Gongshim, I should say. FSNS for the team codes. They want to run back and have stronger finish at London compared to Santiago. Final timeout call for Full Sense in the map. Still not out of this. There's still an opportunity for them to bring this one back, but they have to slow down Paper Rex. They've been looking right as rain on this attacker side, because this is the one map where they maintain a better win rate on their attacker side compared to their defense. Forsaken, however, isolated himself. He likes those odds.
Almost.
Isn't going to be taken down. It's going to be Adrenaline Omens here to start. Meanwhile, Jing caught on entry. Cruz holds down the B site. Copper out. The boys just beating in, chasing those seekers.
क्या निकला है something वहाँ से?
Himself alive, and Envy has the heals to push him back to full.
Yeah, this is.
Hello guys, welcome to this stream. Stream अच्छे लगे like करो. भाई क्या crazy निकल गया सब.
All important kill there. Devi, tons of pressure going to be
Devil
coming his way, and I don't know if
को
that
पता नहीं है आ रहा है पीछे से.
depends on the timing.
Devil मरेगा.
Back around the corner here.
क्या बचा है Devil?
Down, they know exactly where he's at.
Gonna have a chance.
Now Devil knows.
Something gonna wield the blades.
Might have to if the Steel Garden especially comes into play.
Exactly.
We're trying to maybe get ahead of this. So coming down, Full Sense. Probably aware that someone will push forward aggressively. Guiding light forward, gets player confirmation. Quickly tuck out of this one. Envy.
चारों flash.
Himself in. He's able to catch one. Chipper's going to be taken out.
ये भी.
Able to find one as well. Cruz eliminated. Now it's just Kahlua.
Hilo.
On the corner that
nice.
He cannot break. Devi will find the final. And Paper Rex will get themselves up to 11. A 3-round lead now over Full Sense.
I have been so impressed with Envy on this map at times this year. The way that he's able to use his utility to set himself up, to set his teammates up, I think has been underrated. But today, you're getting a glimpse of what he's capable of, what we know he can bring to the table. You know, all those years on Team Secret being such a force.
Nice. अभी देखो.
Right there.
Everyone A.
Difference maker again for Paper Rex. Double fight. Space won by Paper Rex. Forsaken's all the way over in stairs.
And he is, but he's still able to find one. Kalua's going to be eliminated right off the rip. Paranoia through. TP's up on top of the box. Turns over to the side of the baby door. He's massive out too. Shit Boys and Brimmy both deleted. All of a sudden, it's just Cruz left standing. As Forsaken. Those were one of the most manic plays that we've seen. And somehow he continues to get
भाई क्या निकाला Forsaken ये वाला round.
Cleanup is there. Map point locked in.
Do you feel like other teams just watch Paper Rex's Omen play and goes, there's no way we'd ever get away with this?
अब देखना replay में देखना.
He's a magician.
Study this man. Study his brain. It's operating differently.
He's a savant.
It's
NTP.
insane.
Unreal.
By such में unreal भाई.
TP on a scent he had yesterday completely caught GE off guard, and it's just an uncharacteristic spots that he's finding gaps. He's like downloading your defensive setups into his brain, and he knows where you're not going to commit resources, so he has the ability to get in there.
On the peak, looking for the kill. Showstopper going to be sent out, and Jing will give his life for that
Nice
trade.
trade.
Vi at the same time is able to find Jid Boys. And that's just everyone cut down. The duelists gone. Steel Garden is invested on an empty
Already
site.
rotate. Wow.
Desperation continues to build for Full Sense.
They're going to get there right as the rest of them are arriving, but Vi already holding the line.
Riding light. Light confirmation. Trailblazer sent and quickly cleared. Head spotted of Leviathan. Swings across. Self and drop. Paranoid, however, not going to be connecting with anyone. Indy will fall, but Leviathan. Another potential big round from him. Re-TP's back up to rope. He's managed to get them into an advantage situation. Will's there as well. Vi, though, scaling forward, but Cruz is watching for this. Swing in the corner. Will be able to sit him down. Now it is just on something, a 1v3. Spot out onto the Vice. The scale forward. The double stacked. Kalua perseveres. Full Sense able to stick around at least for a bit longer here.
Last round में आते हैं
still
भाई.
need 3 more to take this into overtime.
But it just is Leviathan again who finds these moments here today where he's able to get a round to go for Full Sense that they probably shouldn't be winning. I mean, you're in a 4v3 as Paper Rex. You've killed Primi. And you know he's there. You're able to dodge the paranoia. I think Envy might have swung before his gun was up after planting. Maybe a little bit of a micro air, getting a little bit anxious.
Something
Having
again
some
walk.
incredible plays. Just felt, you know, when you get in that zone, sometimes it works against you. Something going to go for the attack side op. Blades behind it, been sitting on that for a while. 3 in a row for Full Sense to take it to OT. Slow around, probing for information was Forsaken over at the front of B. Just looking to see. I mean, without anybody peeking there, you suspect that the Vice isn't on C. So does that make you feel comfortable to try to head in that direction, or are you thinking maybe we can just go for A here? Vi's gonna hear a lot of noise, maybe.
They don't know where to go.
Something getting closer and closer. Primi, they're around the corner. Noise made.
They decide to go C. They already rotate.
But being matched by Full Sense.
4 seconds, have no ult.
On each team. Into this side of the map. HL going to be sent. Little pivot though, and on the peak, Cruz trying to find
Something.
a punish. Maybe to take down Jing, but something is there ready and waiting. Up in hand, hits the headshot for good measure. And now Devi is in around the back, looking for these kills. Ooh. Lua will be able to shut him down as Forsaken takes the first, but something just tucked in alongside the smoke. A thief in the night!
30 seconds left.
Escapes with his life and steals away the hopes of Full Sense running back this map. Primi now in a 1v3 and Envy. Maybe take the first potential final fight of this map. But he just doesn't know where something is. He has no clue that he's repositioned. Loops up another weapon. The tap of the door, and 2 players potentially greet him on the other side as the smoke will dissipate the base in. It's going to be Forsaken to get them over the line. 13-9, Paper Rex now up by 2 in this series. Full Sense. If they want that first seed at Masters London, if they want to lift their first Pacific trophy, they will have to pull off a reverse sweep.
Seems like a tall order to keep Paper Rex from getting their 3rd VCT Pacific trophy. But I'm not counting them out just yet. They were starting to get a little bit engaged here and there on Lotus, pushing Paper Rex, who is a tremendous team on that map, a little bit here and there, but it's going to take a lot. Fracture coming up next, and both these teams I think can be pretty solid on Fracture, so I would expect it to be pretty close, but just have to wait and see.
The only hope from a 6-6 hap again into Paper Rex just streaking on that attacker side. It's It's rough for Full Sense out here. So a reverse sweep going to be necessary for them. Fracture, the second map pick in this best of 5. We'll see if that can be the staging ground for a reverse sweep, but you're going up against the originators, the first ones to ever do it in a BO5. It's a tall order for this still relatively young high squad.
It's a lot to ask, but it would be a hell of a way to get yourself into London if you can do it. And what a team to do it against. You would have to be feeling sky high.
Oh, absolutely. We know that they're capable of it. We've seen the potential. We've seen the performances from them. We'll see if they can bring a little bit more of that out on Fracture when we come back.
Vâng ạ, xin kính chào các bạn. Dạ thân mến, bên cạnh tôi là thuyền trưởng của PaperX, huấn luyện viên Alex. Thêm một map thi đấu thứ 2 nữa mà PaperX thi đấu cực kỳ là điềm tĩnh và bản lĩnh. Tất cả đều được gói gọn lại trong một từ thôi, đó chính là chính xác. Vậy ai đang là người cầm nhịp của PaperX? So coach, another map with so calm play, precise fights. They know how to take on duels. We all know your team's in-game leaders, but who's setting the pace?
Yeah, usually if it's a faster round, I think it's Sting would decide exactly how the utility goes. But for the slower rounds that we've been playing, it's all something, Davai, and it's the 4 of them basically, the other 4.
Trong những cái round thi đấu mà bên phía của PaperX chọn chơi nhanh thì Trinh sẽ là người đưa ra cái tốc độ và để xem liệu rằng bên phía của PaperX muốn chơi như thế nào. Nhưng ở trong cái round thi đấu chơi chậm là 4 player còn lại bên phía của PaperX, họ đều tập trung lại với nhau để có thể kiểm soát tốc độ của trận đấu và giành được chiến thắng. Thank you coach. That'll be all.
And PaperX close out another map, but you can see Alex's face there. He's not celebrating yet. This man has seen reverse sweeps happen on his team too many times to celebrate too early, despite the remarkable performance.
Yeah, you can't let your guard down if you're PaperX, but another fantastic map performance from them. Once again, they don't win a pistol, by the way, and still manage to look dominant. This team is taking it to that next level, truly proving why they are for sure in discussion for one of the best in the world.
Yeah, I mean, Full Sense, that's 4 from 4 pistols, and they've walked away from both maps empty-handed. It's going to start to get frustrating at some point. And similarly to Pearl, a massive streak of rounds on the attacking side from PaperX. It feels like they are running circles around Full Sense. Something is really setting the tempo with some of the aggressive plays at the entrying. Forsaken's everywhere on the Omen, and Devi's lurks have been amazing. Honestly, he keeps finding gaps on the map, and you get this initial point of contact where Full Sense is responding to that pressure, and then Devi's just walking through the map for free.
Yeah, I feel like everything's just working for PaperX right now. It feels like even when the rounds are looking dire, they're able to turn it around. They're just hitting that next level of form that we want to see from them. On the side of Full Sense, Primi had a better game for map 1. That's a positive sign, but really it's back against the wall time now. You have to reverse sweep this. We need to see Full Sense really start to step up.
We did, like you said, we saw a step up from Primi there, and we did expect PaperX to close out this map quite dominantly based on history. They are just so good at this map, especially with this comp. They originated this comp. A lot of the style of this comp is very much PaperX. I don't know how you can overcome that. But going into map 3, I'm going to be looking forward to that because it's going to be Fracture. And I feel like everything is always a little bit different on Fracture.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a little bit more of a different map, and I think Full Sense, I think they need to really dig deep in that one if they're going to make this happen. Taking a look at our scoreboard here, Jit Boys, they're 7 and 20. That's a rough race performance when we've seen him have such high highs on this map, especially in that second half. He's having to be that tip of the spear, but he's getting domed as he goes into these sites.
In some of the previous games, Jit Boys has even outranked Primi on the raise, so unfortunately a little bit of a jit from him. He's had a couple of games on the secondary duelist, a role that he's only just picked up again recently where he's gone missing. Think about that Bind game on the Neon. I think at times, when the game's uncomfortable for him, the performance dips. We've been praising him almost non-stop, but this is a big game where they needed him on the raise, especially on Lotus, and unfortunately he's just not able to go toe-to-toe with something in particular. I mean, Jing, I felt like was mostly a wrong for the ride. It was a effort by committee from PaperX, but definitely spearheaded by this man. He's just been phenomenal. I feel like every single series PaperX is winning in the last couple is plus 20 from something across the whole series, and I'm expecting some kind of stat line from that in this grand final as well.
I mean, he's just magic. He's borderline impossible to play against. He's across the map everywhere with that operator, and even if he's rifling, he's just non-stop. You feel like he
भाई
suffocates
दो
you. Benkai said that word
दो
yesterday,
मैप
and I
वीक
think
होने के
it's so
बाद भी
apt for
पेपर
how
एक्स
he
ने
plays.
निकाल लिए
He's just an enigma that Full Sense cannot crack.
अब फ्रैक्चर तो उनका ही मैप है
True form.
और
At the
वैसे
start of stage one,
अच्छी तो उसमें
it was a
वो
little
भी
bit
है
lackluster.
सटेस
We weren't getting these kind of numbers, these kind of plays out from something. He was whipping some of his shots, which was really abnormal to see. So something has
लेकिन मुझे
definitely
नहीं लगता कि
clicked here.
जितना
And I think,
पेपर एक्स
I
है
don't know, I know he's Russian, but I think he feels really comfortable here.
He
in
was
Southeast
Russian, that's
Asia.
for sure. It's everywhere.
Oh my God.
No, but I think that's a great point because we know something said yesterday on our desk is he wants these fast rounds, he wants these heavy fights, and he's forcing it to happen. He's charging at them and he's taking the fight on his own terms. It feels like Full Sense are never able to feel comfortable in these rounds because he's taking timings that just don't even exist.
Yeah, so we'll see what he's going to play on Fracture because it was previously the Neon, something that he's picked up before, but I'm assuming they're going to swap off of that. Wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Waylay. It's great baiting out some of the util combos and the traps that you're going to play against.
Yeah, we talked about multiple times. I know Paper X, formerly, you know, really good on Fracture, but we haven't really seen it that much. A lot of teams are either banning it or just not picking it against Paper X. But you're right. The last time we saw it was against the Neon. Alex and Wendler have both said,
ये जो फ्रैक्चर मैप लिया ना इन्होंने इसलिए लिया क्योंकि कोई उसको पिक ही नहीं कर रहा था
he
इस मैप
himself is also acknowledged, you know, that's not
इसलिए डिसाइडर ने वो मैप उनके डिसाइडिंग में लगा दिया
Yeah, I mean, it was week 2 against Gen G. That's how long ago it was. That feels like an eternity. You know,
that was by far his worst series as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't expect him to be doing that again. But like you say, Vic, historically, this
best
has
of
been
5
a
होगा
great map for
अब
Paper
अगर
X.
ये मैप
So Full
जीत
Sense,
गई
I think
पेपर
it's
एक्स
looking a little bit dire for them right now, Pilski.
Yeah, I mean, brass tacks, I'm a little bit concerned for them.
No, absolutely. But Full Sense, they're also, the last time they played Fracture, they completely owned KRX on this map. Every single one of these members popped off. If you're looking at stats only except for Cruz, but you know this guy was doing a masterclass calling.
Yeah, I mean, I want to step away from the map discussion for a second because brass tacks of this is PRX. They've already 3-0'd Global just yesterday. They're 5-0 in the best of 5s here at the end of this Ho Chi Minh Roadshow finals here. For Full Sense, having never been in one of these grand finals in the Pacific era of Valorant, this is going to take some serious resilience. You want to see them at least take a map. Like, this team is so talented, and they've won every pistol in this series so far, but unfortunately, they're getting outclassed by Paper X, who I feel like are not only, they've won a Pacific trophy every year of Pacific League so far, they want one from this year as well, but also they want to fast track their ability to right the wrongs of that previous Santiago Grand Final. If they could just go straight through to the playoffs, then it's going to be a very singular focus. Win that Masters trophy and win it quickly.
Yeah, they will be feeling so hot heading towards London, but you know, it's on Full Sense now to turn this around, to create a series on this map of Fracture. But my worry is that they're playing at Paper Rex's pace right now, and Fracture is a map that you're able to go fast on. You're able to slam those sides, able to hit hard with those execs. So I need Full Sense to really find a way to put a stop to that.
The thing is, when we saw Full Sense play in Group Omega and other moments, you could see how fast they are. They are just as fast as Paper X, sometimes even faster depending on the map and the team comp here. So they're fully capable of matching their speed. But right now we're seeing something's a little bit off about the team, whether it's Primi. You know, we saw signs in the audience like, where's Primi? And something is a little bit off with this team right now. But if one thing we've definitely seen in BCC Pacific are reverse sweeps. So this is the moment, this is the final chance, the final life for Full Sense to have that shot at the trophy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question. It's either, for me, it's either going to be that reverse sweep, a historic grand final, or it's going to be a Paper X absolutely stomping their way through to London with the maximum amount of momentum you can get. You know, we speak about this team as being one of the best in the world, and I think a 3-0 today would really prove that.
I mean, look, honestly, this core has pioneered the Waylay approach to Fracture in the past. It's a map that they have been comfortable on, so I'm hoping that they can recapture some of that energy. Paper X has picked it into this best of 5 as the third map for a reason. They're going to be feeling very confident. A lot of other teams haven't been letting them play it, but Full Sense will.
Well, let's see what T-Love, the coach of Full Sense, has to say about this as they go into map 3.
Vâng ạ, xin kính chào các bạn thân mến. Bên cạnh tôi là thuyền trưởng của Full Sense, huấn luyện viên Team Love Family. Ở thời điểm hiện tại thì với các thành viên bên phía Full Sense họ đã rơi vào thế chân tường rồi. Không biết là cái tinh thần của Full Sense hiện tại đang có tốt được hay không. Và bên cạnh Cruz, ai sẽ là người cần phải tiến lên và đảm nhận thêm trách nhiệm? Hi coach, so now your backs are against the wall. How's the morale of the team right now? Because I could saw that Cruz is still pretty chill. And beside Cruz, who's gonna step up?
เขาบอกว่าตอนนี้หลังเราชนฝาแล้วเขาอยากรู้ว่า mentality ของทีมเราตอนนี้เป็นยังไงบ้างนอกจากครูซเนี่ยที่เราเห็นอยู่แล้วว่าเขาไฮป์แบบคนอื่นมีใครคิดว่าที่จะต้อง step up บ้าง
ทุกคนพยายามอย่างเต็มที่แล้วครับแล้วก็ในความรู้สึกผมไม่ได้มีใครที่ต้องสเตปอัพเพราะว่าน้องๆทุกคนพยายามอย่างสุดความสามารถเท่าที่จะทำได้แล้วครับประมาณนี้ครับ
Alright, so everyone is trying their hardest. He doesn't feel like anyone has to step up because everyone is trying their hardest and they're all thinking positive.
Tất cả các thành viên của Full Sense đều đang thi đấu hết sức mình rồi, không có ai thật sự cần phải bước lên và tỏa quá là sáng cả. Hãy cứ làm đúng nhiệm vụ của mình thôi và tất cả đó là tất cả gì mà huấn luyện viên Team Love Family cần ở Full Sense ở thời điểm hiện tại. Thank you coach. That'll be all.
I think when it comes to moments like these, you just need to stay positive. You've done all the work already. All the practice has happened. All the planning has happened. So you do need to stay positive because they have the skill. They have the ability to beat Paper X for the first time today. We did talk to Cruz before about their relationship with the coach. And I do wonder what their strategy coming into the grand finals was. In the past, he said he tore up the notes that Tila sent from the hospital in Thailand because he wanted his boys to just go with the flow.
Yeah, we heard Cruz say that he wants them to forget mistakes, lean into momentum, really play into that own confidence. But it's hard to be confident right now. You're down 0-2 against the Titans of the region, and they're just looking ever better right now. Full Sense, it's a tall order here for this reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean, Full Sense, they operate in this safe-to-fail environment, and you can see they're just enjoying the moment on the stage, but you would be disappointed to not even take a map here against Paper X. There is no shame in losing to them because they're so good, but here's the change-up. Something back on the Brimstone, and Forsaken will pick up the Neon. They don't think the comp is the problem. We've already seen something
Neon,
they bring on this map in the past. Let's see how this change-up works for Paper X.
I like this a lot more from them. We've seen the Neon for Forsaken, and it's looked solid across there on Breeze and something on the Brimstone. It's such a simple role from him. On the flip side for Full Sense, they're sticking with that Neon Phoenix. It looked good when we saw them before, but they need to elevate this comp to a new level.
Breeze के अंदर बढ़िया खेला था something. I mean, 4 seconds.
I hope you're going to get a map 4 as we send it over to Terracasters, Achilles, and Paperthin for map 3.
Here we go. This one is for
this
all the
map
marbles.
decide,
Full
man.
Sense for Paper X. This third map is Fractures. What stands between you and another Pacific trophy as well as that first seed at Masters London. The second chance at having a bye at a tournament the last time was Masters Shanghai. We all remember how that one went, but something tells me it would be a bit different the second time around.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable picking G2 the way they've been
Paper
looking
X
in Americas
3-0.
again. But certainly Paper X would love to have the bye.
Bro, he predicted the future.
And it's going to come with a little bit of a role swap. Still the same agent comp for Paper X, and I start thinking already about, the way that if Forsaken is in the groove on the Neon, the way he can just absolutely dominate this map. We've seen it before. Jing, the way he'll create problems for you with the verticality that he can enable for himself with the blast packs. Over on Full Sense, I'm really looking at Primi on that Phoenix to get it going, to be impactful with those flashes, to create that space. For Paper X, they're going to have to rely on Envy for the flashes, and the Brim flashes, or excuse me, the Breach flashes, not quite as impactful as the Phoenix. So it's going to be one of the things that has to be a big difference maker, but it's a death ball here early for Full Sense. The buy is going to be there, but not a lot he can really do just yet.
Entry over to the side, Device.
Wow.
Tucked in tower here for now.
Defending है, defending में अच्छा है इनका. Paper X का.
Going to be invested. Curveball out. Back Gen able to clear that space. There's a Full Sense. Very good control thus far, but Jing going to be taken out. Device able to find the Leviathan at the same time, and he gets a shot on the Cruz. Something going to go pushing forward, trying to find that kill.
Oh.
He's able to find Shit Boys.
Something why play? Something क्यों खेल रहा है Brain?
Have they finally found it? Can they make it happen? Yes. It's going to be their first pistol of this series.
Something.
They will get that defused.
It's the scariest thing about this team is they're winning maps.
ये अच्छी choice है.
They're not winning pistols.
क्योंकि 2 rounds से
so
2 matches से वो Devils खेल रहे हैं.
Now they're going to get a
उनको
pistol
लगेगा
win.
कि
All of a sudden,
फिर से ड्यूल स्टिक
Feeling
लिया
like, indeed,
लेकिन
maybe
लिया भाई ने
Grim
स्मोक
Reaper of Pacific has come for another
और
team. Has come for their 4th trophy. And Tavai, look at this turn. What a read from him. Just brilliant. All smiles in the Paper X camp. Tavai this time expecting a radar
लेवाइथन भी साइबर खेल रहा है भाई उन्होंने पूरे रोल ही चेंज कर दिए सबने
as he can with his util.
इनवी इनिशिएटर खेल रहा है बस
They are
और
putting a lot
कुलवा
behind this.
Oh yeah.
They want to get the ball rolling. They know how important it is to get these rounds from the attacker's side. So, three Stingers, the Spectre, and the Sheriff invested into this one. Paper Rex going to be getting confirmation on that one pretty darn soon here as Divide just opening up with some spray and pray, but not to connect quite just yet. Going to be taken for now. Leviathan tagged up a bit down to 56.
What a smoke.
Going to be offset for now. Unable to go for that one. The full commitment. Meanwhile, Divide eventually able to run.
Bad smoke for PRX.
Planted.
भाई देख रहे हो एक जगह पे कितने स्मोक थे 1 2 3 4 5 6
Suddenly it starts looking very good for Full Sense. Forsaken here from the camp. Blast back forward. Forsaken taking that Hall's angle.
Oh shit!
But Jing is completely blinded up. Kalua collects himself a second kill. And that is now just Divide to try to see if he can get any damage through. Waiting to hear the exits, it would seem.
भाई अगर वो 4 सेकंड पे नहीं होता ना वो ब्लाइंड लगा हुआ तो ये तो निकल जाता राउंड ये वाला
Someone never mind and wanted to check up towards Dish or maybe exit on that side, but Divide on the peak will be able to find another. Spot out and Cruz will get the finisher. And that force buy works wonders for Full Sense.
Yeah, those Stingers are able to win some big battles on the point of attack and keeping Envy at bay from the
मैं
top
भी
of
कभी
ropes.
प्रेफर करता हूँ कि फोर्स बाय करना चाहिए
Some Full Sense fans being active in the crowd, trying to will their team here through. That right there, that push from Jit.
but not
Absolutely
always
sealed the deal on the round. Duelists try to do what
if
they
you
can to
know
do some damage.
you're not able to
And
win
that's frustrating.
even with the force buy
Great call from Cruz.
so it's
Right
okay
time
to save and
go for that.
try
first
to
buy.
just win
Correct. It's gonna be some bandits and two bandits and a sheriff. Just looking for the push out, and Paper X was storming up towards the north side of the map.
Just gonna go drifting
4 सेकंड पुश कर रहा है
Jiggle peek in towards Halls.
इन्फो लेके जा रहा था बस
Yeah, this is still going to be a neutral pivot position. It looks like it's already going to be called by Full Sense.
You just heard that sheriff. That's gonna want you to go to a different.
आर्केड कोई नहीं देख रहा
No, Forsaken
मतलब
was
ऐसे
trying to celebrate
वहाँ
with
पे
make a
बैठ
bit
के
of a stronger presence on the other side of the map. Full
भाई
Sense
क्या
is able to
strong
get the info off of that prowler. It will be the trips behind them
लेकिन
to deal with this push out.
इनवी को लग रहा है कि हो सकते हैं ए पे गए हैं
Wait to clear the trip.
इनवी देगा अभी स्टन ना बस राइट में ना देख ले ये
Godly timing.
ना नहीं नहीं नहीं
Ready to try to play players in the halls. The door going to be tapped. Primy's attention now tied to the other direction. Envy capitalizes on that, finds that kill. Boys, however, has to cover that area. Doesn't want them to be able to get these weapons. Looking for a second, he gets the judge instead. Put to the use immediately, and Jing finds Kalua. Cruz now suddenly last one standing. As it feels like we're back to this nonsense. It's back and forth, the up and down. Unless Cruz can delay, but he cannot. Plenty of time yet to get the defuse. The molly will expire, and Paper Rex will reestablish a lead by 1.
Unbelievable.
Yep, there you go. Cycle at the moment.
That is absolutely the Paper X cycle, but they are so patient again on these retakes. Envy just waiting things out for his moment to strike. They open the door, they push together. Brimmy left on an island, and even though they're able to take his Vandal and get it out of there, another gun.
Hand to the judge.
Exactly. Sliggy somewhere is maulding.
I would love to know the round win rate.
Need a drop.
He's acquired when they managed to collect a judge from the team that won the previous round. It's got to be pretty damn high.
Man setup. B side taken hold a tight angle at A, so feeling pretty confident to hold this as your strong side.
What alarm bot. Corner.
भाई ये फाइनल चांस है एफएस का और ये लोग ऐसा खेल रहे हैं वेल अटैकिंग में तो ये भी खराब है
Cleans up Cruz.
Paper X.
We'll find Leviathan. Fluid now in a 1v3.
Okay. We don't know.
1v2, but into the peak. Forsaken has the operator. Had him corralled, and that will be Paper Rex, not allowing for the up, down to continue.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of an overcommit here from Paper Rex. I mean, they've got that choke so well locked down, so many angles that they can just spam through once they know the Full Sense is committing that direction.
Oh, that's a brand new thing. Paper Rex overcommitting. I don't know if anyone's ever said that before.
Sure, never happened.
Chance perhaps now for Full Sense to find some stability. They've got some critical ultimates to work with, but they have to table that orbital right just to try to clear out the lockdown if they can get themselves forward onto the site.
You've got that showstopper in the hands of Jing to worry about as well for Full Sense. You're going to try 4 players from the north side. Here's Jing, not too far away.
Now Swarm at the ready. Jing up and over. It's going to be sucked out of the sky. Pretty able to find that kill. Now something going to be taken down. Jitboy with a fantastic headshot. They clean up too. Divine, Kang Tuck now striking, is able to find the first. The spike going to be on the floor, but Kahlua gets forsaken, and now Divine is gone.
Don't try to kill her bot.
Trying to see if he can somehow peel this back. A 1v3.
Spike planted.
The site going to be turned. Leviathan gets that spike planted safe behind the box. He's got the money. He's got several charges towards that rolling thunder. He's inclined to try to maybe get some damage in. Aftershock forcing the position of Leviathan, pushes him to the open, but it's going to be Leviathan with a headshot. Now Neural Depth online. It's Full Sense look to claw this back.
Well, that's some of that firepower that you've been looking to see from Full Sense, where they're able to just win around based on that, and unreal reactions from Primi. Very strong Neon. It's a great job of just kind of getting in your face, causing problems.
Yes.
That's exactly what he gets done there. Now Cruz does have that orbital strike. Counter to Devi's lockdown. Still 3-2 split. Devi's util be the guardian of A.
Go, go, go.
Look at Paper Rex. They're going on an early fact-finding mission towards the north side. A bit worried about the ropes are. Full Sense.
The ball out, stand side approach. Right, Axel's wraps over towards the entrance of Halls. Now ends up getting caught in the field, swing in the corner. Divide will end up falling. Something dead moments before that as well. Hold on the site completely abandoned as Full Sense ripped this from Paper X's grasp.
Gotta go.
Thinking now his work cut out for him. Trying to swing on the corner. Meanwhile, double drop out of rope. Cruz turns back. He's able to find those kills. 2 more charges towards the orbital that he just committed. Full Sense will tie things up.
Yeah, I think this actually might be a good time for Paper X's coaches to call a timeout, because the protocols feel a little bit off balance right now in terms of, understanding some of the ult cycles that Full Sense was in here and how to position themselves. Devi, I mean, just screwed off of the haunt into that orbital strike, and there wasn't the communication there. That Cruz could be at that door. They just ignore him, and they haven't given up yet. Yeah, I think this is a brilliant time to take a timeout. That round got really sloppy. I think should have been playing for retake there.
Timeout by PRX?
A little bit harder as Devi and something.
Okay, 3v3, nah.
Instead, they kind of get caught in no man's land, both of them. Talk about some of that positioning a little bit. Something they've done a great job of figuring out here in this lower bracket run. Is how to be a little bit more patient, how to wait for those retakes.
Margin. Hypertake. Yeah.
It hasn't quite been the case today, but perhaps this is that map. This is that moment. The stress really starts to seep in. 3-3. Favored to gain the lead from here are Full Sense.
Sure, and it's attacker side fracture. And another reason I like this timeout from Alex and Wendler is changes things up. Let's listen in.
Basement.
Okay, this time it's team comms. अब भाई चलो team comms सुनने वाले अपन.
They smoke behind. They taking.
They see. We should go. Can you stun and swing just?
Go guys, go guys. 3, 2, 1 stun. Push. Yeah. Give me orb. Guys, go flank guys.
Okay,
Just get away, chop here.
guys, I'm in. I have flash. Volley.
Two more, sir.
3, 2, 1, swing. Go guys. 3, volley, 2, 1. Pushing. I flash on.
Go, flash.
Pushing.
Going
B, I think. Yeah,
I think B, boys.
Just go back. Yeah.
Hey, you all should split up.
I'm gonna go for market, okay?
But easy
Yeah,
call,
I'll go ahead,
easy call. No need.
Okay, we're gonna win this race.
Nice.
We have ulti.
Hey, we have ulti.
Hey, one more picking. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Guys, go together, guys.
Just when it starts looking like PaperX was going to be able to get themselves back into this one, Leviathan comes away with those 2 kills. Shatter the hopes, and I mean, you look, the 2 remaining players, something just with 5 HP about
something is very low.
There it is. 3rd kill confirmed for Leviathan. Now just Forsaken
They
to try to see if he can get anything done. Abandoned by Cruz for now, but he's about to go on the recheck and find a timing. Forsaken down to 36.
Huh?
Trying to fake the exit. Drop of the rope.
Oh,
We'll have him outdone.
4 seconds.
Not going to be allowing for that timeout to lead to any thrifty magic here. They will be able to hold their own and now gain the lead by 1.
Yeah, they're able to avoid the overdrive, only lose 1 player to divide. He was cackling after he got that kill. It's a huge one right here, and then they know there's going to be a reswing, so they're trying to swing together, but the timing just a little bit funky there.
1 enemy remains.
More PaperX and Alex a little bit tilted. Yeah, but it's an eco.
भाई वो भगवान को याद कर रहा है.
Got 3 ults here. Be able to maybe get this tied up. We'll have to see, but again, I love the way Full Sense now starting to play with the other
Next
side
map
of the map
Heaven
here.
होगा है ना?
Some pressure. Forsaken at least aware of it on the Neon.
Not getting anything in reply to that one. Just eats the damage.
Smoke's down.
All for any up as well. All you have to ready here from something. That inside. Get the tap on the two boys.
Go, go.
Well, Spike is going to be taken across the rope. Jing is right there.
Nah.
He slowed it down. Jing is able to find one, but he's not going to turn around.
What a trade.
With that kill, he's able to isolate the Spike. The lockdown immediately going to be invested. Trying to keep this protected. There's still plenty of time remaining in this round for Full Sense to recover this. Forsaken scaling forward. If he dies, the Jit boys. That might just be the floodgates continuing to open,
What?
but it's a good slide in.
What a good slide.
One, but something. It's an exchange.
Leviathan.
Gone. It's player advantage. The Spike still isolated
Something.
in favor of PaperX.
Good patience,
Very
good awareness,
crucial
slide
situation.
in that moment. Cage triggered. PaperX doesn't lose an extra player.
Where it's situated. Will be cleared.
30
Off that
seconds
flash,
left.
Divide swinging eventually able to
Oh.
find the headshot. Looks for the second.
Nice.
His 3rd overall in the round. He will get it. Big round win for PaperX as they tie it up 4-4.
And this is
Good round.
compared to what we've been seeing from Full Sense so
मैं
far
बढ़िया
on
नहीं
this
कह
map,
सकता
which in my opinion has been some really nice
Round ठीक रहा हूँ
changes
यार
of
ना.
ideas, some good macro play. They make one mistake where they send the Spike across the rope, and Jing's like, how'd I die there, Devi? I was just waiting to clear a trip until something more interesting happened, and something very interesting happened. That's the Spike gets dropped there, and it's just a scramble for Full Sense. They have to rely on PaperX making mistakes, and PaperX does not.
Critically though, that is the ult that they had. It all invested in that previous round just to be able to get it over the line, and now Jing going to be dead off the rip going into this one. Does Full Sense want to regain that lead?
Go, go, go.
Overcommitting it out. Ooh, the ult economy is so heavy in favor of Full Sense. Neural Theft, Orbital Strike, both 1 charge away, 2 ults ready to go. Kahlua, 2 charges from having the Nightfall. This is still going to be damn difficult for PaperX as something backpedaling away. Meanwhile, Envy is going to be spammed out of position, taken down at Sands.
Be a save now.
Absolutely is.
Spike planted.
As you just invest 3 to tie it up at 4-4. 3 ults now ready to go for Full Sense, who absolutely will want to hunt. For sure.
Plenty of time right now, but Kahlua, the only one who's danger close, PaperX. He's doing a little bit of an exploration. Sneak underneath.
Well, Forsaken will deny him a potential extra charge, but grab an orb. That's Nightfall ready to go. This is all to try to maybe play in Jit Boys. It's going to be unanticipated up close. We'll be able to find the kill. Forsaken going to be taken down, but something able to hold on to his weapon. One rifle to be carried over. Majority of the players going to be able to afford the buys here on PRX, but Full Sense back into the lead, looking to stretch this as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, and this just is, you know, a good off the rip idea here. Ready? They see that deep smoke and they know what that means. They know that means Jing is going to try to get up on that box and go for that big play. Forsaken and Jing love to go for that. It'll happen at least once on Fracture every time that Paper X plays it, and they try to catch you off guard.
ये रोहन फिर से पेपर एक्स निकाल
Time
लेगा.
around does not work. Early sees there. Keeps Forsaken from scaling up off his relay. By place an early alarm bot, but full sense of
चार बंदे पीछे से कर रहे हैं. I mean, तीन बंदे पीछे से आ रहे हैं.
Wow. Back, gonna be popped for me. Moving forward, looking to take this space.
बहुत लो है. Phoenix बहुत लो है.
Yet, jumps the corner. Now
अरे यार आल्ट पे था शायद.
Tap of the plant. Reconsideration here from Full Sense. They do pump the brakes, and they're immediately going to be evacuating back through main. But Levi finds a nice timing, cleans up one, something at the same time, able to find the exchange to Leviathan, but they lose out on Indy at the same time. So now a 4v3, Paper X favored.
They try to rotate.
Trying to cause a split, trying to make a bit of a fake here back towards B. Now we're going to be clear to know. Will also slow things down. Forsaken able to find one canteen. The Nightfall is going to be invested into this. Cruz now a 1v3. Slowly scale and get this spike planted on A, but the warning pings are already coming down. They're anticipating that this is going to be a pinch, and he's just going to go for the plant out in the open. Volley's still available, an orbital strike, and he can isolate these picks, whittle away at the forces of Paper X. He can absolutely still clutch this.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got to get up in the dish to do this. Gotta have the good lineups.
Smoke's down.
The timing for him.
Bring the orbital first. Send out the molly off the back of that. They have to get the tap in here ASAP. Don't even wait for it. He'll just send this on timing. Molly at the ready. Can they body block is going to be my question. He's going to take that rope across. The molly. I think it bounced off the top of Jing's head. They have just enough space to defuse it. I need to see that back. Was it a whiff or did Jing actually just head it out of position? Either way, they get the defuse. He gets the final kill.
Unbelievable. Sometimes it's just like that. I mean, Cruz trying to go for the big brain play, trying to use that experience that he's had. Again, one of those few players who's still around, who played at the very first International Masters at Reykjavik in 2021.
See it back. I think it bounced off his head.
It either that or it hit the back wall. One of the two. I think you're right.
Well, that's that north side taken care of. Finds that immediately dead. Relay bolt going to be sent over here towards main. A little bit of damage on the Kaluas. He peels back around the corner.
Oh my God!
Jing is crunching from the other side. This one goes completely unread. No alert system. No read whatsoever. As Jing fills the kill feed and doubles up his kills in that round. A 4K.
They're just coming from every angle. Once that Cypher is dead, that's the go signal for all of Paper X, because Forsaken's able to stall him out with the relay bolt. And it's setting up Jing for success. And he absolutely destroys. 8 kills. Levi up to 14, man. He is just having a grand old time on the Killjoy.
Catching people off guard. Every little twist and turn. Meanwhile, Jing now is trying to go for the north side. Crunch this time, it's not going to work out too well. Two kills are going to be found for the side of Full Sense. Forsaken, however, continuing onward, finds himself another pop here. He's going to be taken out. Jetboy is there with one of his own.
What?
He is going to be able to zap his way to a 3K, and now suddenly it's a Vi left standing all alone. This time the crunch play from Paper X didn't really have things sorted. No fault line out early. Just trying to play off a flash, but
like the idea, just, yeah, the execution, not quite there. By a 1v2. Let's say he's a Killjoy. You don't have a ton that's going to be useful in a situation like this, other than your gun and your eyes.
Where are you? Still waiting.
So, can't find anything. Why? So many question marks to clear here. And you have no idea. They could have gone underneath to the sewers. They could go tucked into the Your spawn. Good luck.
It's the headshot. While Kalua's jiggle peeking, they're going to be able to tuck back, and no, it's just going to be the Prowler out early. Still a seize, a relay bolt, plenty of options to lock him in position. He's going to try to hold this one up to half. The seize will connect. He's got it. Relay bolt, however, will connect. While they do align for a brief little moment, he cannot find those kills. So once again, we are tied up 6-6 at the half.
Yeah,
Bro, again
there's
6-6.
some great back and forth again.
I get it. Stressful.
It is. It's very stressful.
Continue 3 matches 6-6 हुआ है
half
half
bit
में.
worried is full sense that
मैं first match में नहीं हुआ ना. अरे मैं first
side.
match में lag हुआ था किसी को देख ही नहीं पाया.
To favor those attackers. Like for a second here. Oh, Jitboys gets the vision on the Forsaken right as he's trying to cross to the other side of his fast lane. That's the difference maker in that round. Keeps that extra angle from being opened up on him. And, I mean, again, good back and forth. I love the way that Paper X plays so proactive on their defender side. Let's see. Full Sense has some of that in store for us. Big pistol round coming up. Really been kind of a thorn in the side for Paper X at times.
नहीं half नहीं ये 2 matches के लिए हुआ था बस.
From Full Sense, because he did wonders to catch Paper X off guard.
2 बार half time हुआ है. मतलब दोनों बार half time में 6-6 हुआ है.
They're going to be moving over to that attacker's side. This is series point. Map-wise for Paper X, they just need to close this fracture. They will be lifting that trophy. Full Sense need to pull off a reverse sweep. 7 rounds to go to take their first map win of this grand final. Slide back around the corner for Forsaken. However, where in the hell was he going? Trying to get his way down to the underpass.
Bad for Paper X. भाई अटैकिंग में थोड़ा गड़बड़ है इनका Paper X का.
Wasn't anything sneaky about that. Bull in a China shop.
Well, that is.
और वैसे भी पिस्टल राउंड है FS जीतने वाला है.
Quick pivots coming through.
Full Sense जीतेंगे ये वाला राउंड. I know.
Am out looking for that stray shots. Really connecting quite just yet.
लेकिन अगर जीत गई PRX तो बहुत बड़ी लीड होगी इनके लिए.
Strike, and there it is. Privy dropping right in front of his face. He managed to find a second. Jitboy's going to be taken down. Thing has been lost in the fight, but now something to buy. Also going to be joining them in the grave as Indy's the last one left standing. Tuck back through the smoke. Give it the final one. The right click. Oh, he gets a 4K. But he just doesn't have enough time bought. The defuse will be there in Full Sense. Will stop Paper Rex from finding another pistol. Good charges at least for the Rolling Thunder.
पिस्टल राउंड नहीं जीत सकते भाई.
Back out into the lead.
पिस्टल राउंड में से क्या एनर्जी आ जाती है फुल सेंस टीम को पता नहीं भाई. भाई अगर सच में अगर वो गन फाइट में करेंगे ना राइफल वाले किसी अलग राउंड्स में तो जीत सकते हैं भाई.
You thought you might have had him if you had gotten that first right click on a Killua. Maybe could have spun in time on the Leviathan, but just a classic. It's a little tricky too.
Okay, spike drop कर दिया.
Forsaken here. Sheriff or Envy.
भाई मैं तो चाहता हूँ इसके ये राउंड मतलब ये मैच जीते ये वाला मैच. तो बस ताकि मैं अगला देख पाऊँ जो कि है हेवन. और हेवन में बहुत ही बढ़िया खेलती है. ठीक है PRX, मुझे वो गेम प्ले देखना है. और वैसे भी FS का इस मैप में क्या बोलते हो पलड़ा भारी है.
Second sooner they might have been able to drop a player or two with this Bucky, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult to close the distance. I say that.
Prowler, but yeah, I mean they are getting closer and closer to one another. Jing's in the final one.
Oh,
the rest of them is going to be carved up quickly. Cruz gets himself 2. In Full Sense now, up by the same, 8-6.
क्या भेज रहा है
Nasty little flick there from Brimmy. Yeah, I got a bit worried, but Paper X is not expecting them to be around that corner that quickly. So we can't get that Bucky into play. pounding him down. Ping out on the Cypher util. Oh, disgusting. Judge for Forsaken, Guardian for Divide. So consequences of buying a little bit of extra into that eco. Rex are going to try
अभी क्या हो रहा
to
है?
make an A crunch happen.
मैं देखा नहीं.
All of full sense is already here.
पीछे से जा रहा है.
All side against the weaker stack of two players.
ओह ये साइट मिल भी गई.
Push forward into the smoke zone. Envy.
ओह इन्वी ने दो निकाल दिए.
Here looking for a second himself, and he gets it as Leviathan will fall, and suddenly in the blink of an eye, it is just
Single.
with 3 HP.
5 HP बस भाई.
Flipping his way back onto the site, right into something's open arms. Bonus not to be converted.
भाई ये क्या ऐसे मतलब 7 6 7 7 8 7 8 8 ऐसे करने वाले हैं.
Well, it's just kind of a timing thing where Paper Rex is in these smokes when you're not expecting it, and you're running through it without your gun in hand. You've got a flash there, and you're just like expecting that you can just pop out with your flash and surprise Paper Rex on the other side of the smoke, but surprise on
क्लोज रेंज में गार्डियन बहुत अच्छी चल रही है. क्यों? कैसे इस अपडेट से हुआ है?
Survival game, like killing floor out here. Zombies just come lurking through the smokes.
There's still a buy-up available for full sense.
Precise gunplay.
Forsaken. He gets shot at. He goes
भाई
sliding
बोला
right
भी
up the
किस
action.
मौके पर हो गया. नियॉन क्यों?
Opened up the site for themselves.
भाई
Player
still
down. This gets tricky now. At
जज के
there.
2 शॉट्स में मर जाता है इंसान. वो भी नियॉन के स्लाइड में.
With the Primi flash.
Turn off it.
Almost. Whoa. One more.
Cleans up Kahlua. Primi gone. Forsaken now on for an AC. Here's
4
the
seconds is
Neon.
crazy.
Is it going to intercept? Takes it around the corner, swap of the weapon. Forsaken, can he find it? Yes, he can. A Predator
4
ace.
seconds doing it.
Forsaken ties it up.
Crazy भाई.
I don't think anybody doubts him. They shouldn't. And he's just showing you why. He said he's the best Neon on the team, and this is exactly it.
God.
Gets that first kill, swaps over to the Vandal, and Jing gives his life for the cause. He'll take that every day of the week. He just always finds a way in the biggest moments.
Timeout.
Find the biggest plays.
8-8 हुआ भाई मैं बोला था.
Paper Rex tied again. You have concerns. The alarm bells starting to ring a bit. You Love Family just wants to try to talk about a few defensive side things. Paper Rex
भाई
just run
अभी
the
ये
same
गुस्से
play
में आ रहा.
essentially
पहले 2
twice
मैच
in a
में
row
इतना
on
गुस्सा
you.
नहीं कर रहा था ये.
It worked twice in a row. How are you going to be considering this?
हाँ ये शांत है.
Probably a little bit
लेकिन खुशी दिखा नहीं रहा है. खुश तो है बंदा.
less, trying to play a little bit more retake potentially. They've been trying to push.
इन्होंने फुल ट्राई कर रहा है भाई.
Haven't been able to find any success. Paper Rex has just been outplaying them at the point. Again, that's kind of Paper Rex's specialty. The more murky the waters are, it seems like the clearer Paper Rex sees. We go to 8. Couple stingers, 1 rifle for Primi. We got 5 kills on the Phoenix.
A significantly rougher day. Really been able to find his footing. Started to see it a bit more on Lotus that previous map, but even then, gets away
भाई
from
मैंने वो ब्लैंक देने के बारे में कभी सोचा ही नहीं.
Fast lane gets the
मैं
ball
करूँगा ये
eliminated
बार.
out of Cruz. Big pivot over where only Leviathan is trying to anchor this site.
अकेला बंदा लिवाइथन है वहाँ पे.
Util quite a bit.
So rotations. Again, flash connecting, something going to be taken down. Swing forward over towards that sand side. It's going to be full sense coming out on top. Taking Will
Ooh.
going to be good for the 1 kill, but Levi with that outfall.
Devil high.
Leviathan, but now it is Envy. Alone in a 1v3, has the spike in hand. The Prowler get the spot out. He's out of flashes, no fault line
GPS
for
करके
35
आ रहा.
seconds. High-low setup.
High-low.
He's not going to be able to break. Full sense rallying back. A very good timeout call. They get themselves back into a lead by 1.
Yeah, it's just a change
सही
up
भाई
with the
ये
Cypher.
टाइम आउट
That
लेके बड़ा
util to get
अच्छा.
the identification so that you can enable Primi.
भाई का
Oh,
मॉनिटर
you can
बढ़िया
use that
होंगे ना.
one-way smoke there at the front door. to really lock out the other players, isolate some of these fights. He nails a great flash.
240 हर्ट्ज का तो मॉनिटर हो गया उनका.
Forsaken goes sliding in, just too much for him to handle.
भाई अभी उससे में आ गया भाई. एक भले 3 मैच राउंड जीत ले लेकिन एक राउंड भी हार गया ना, बड़ा गुस्सा आता है इसे.
Dive into that A side over and over and over again, and this time he's still thinking A, but not showing any
भाई
early
लेकिन
presence.
बाद में टीम भी तो वैसे ही खेलती है भाई. वो बात आ जाएगी.
Cycle. Very close to being online, but
अब कुछ तो येड़ भगा देंगे. लो भाई.
Run it back immediately, going to be invested by Primi. Swimming his way forward onto the site, looking for a target. Forsaken with that judge. Will
एंगल देख रहे हो किस पकड़ के बैठे.
At the same time, Plant can now come through. He's got a rolling thunder set up.
और इन लोगों का ऐसा नहीं होता है, पूरा प्लान रहता है कि कब कहाँ क्या करना है इन्हें.
Up to clear that one through. Sense going to have their heads on a swivel. Rolling thunder across connects on the two. Meanwhile, Forsaken rerouting through Sam.
इसने यहाँ से अल्ट किया, वहाँ से नियॉन ने अल्ट किया. क्या कवर देख रहे हो?
Is there cleaning up the rest.
मैंने कहा ना भाई, ये राउंड येड़ भगा देगी.
Not allowing for full sense to run away with the rest of this map.
If you can just find that open space and get into those post plants, obviously you have the rolling thunder into the overdrive. A great combo, but the great positioning here in this post plant from Paper Rex. Huge setup for Forsaken.
ये एक्सपेक्ट ही नहीं था कि नियॉन वहाँ से आएगा उनके लिए.
Jing, oh, micro flick does wonders. He's got a showstopper, something almost into an orbital. He's just off the rip, sending it over towards A.
Comes up over towards the A site. But
Good trade.
Well, 1-for-1. Cruz and Levi are going to be traded out. They open up the space, and they're going to be calling for this pivot, but it seems like Sense aren't fully buying into it quite just yet. But they at least want to try to displace Forsaken out of tower. He's going to fight tooth and nail to escape with his life intact. Doesn't manage to find that second elimination.
Have the Nightfall out at least.
Well, space opened up a bit. The boom bot, Jing scales on the back.
Nice. क्या पिक लिया उसने?
Something unanticipated in Sands, and Jing cleans him up. Paper Rex.
वो ब्लाइंड देख रहे हो क्या टाइम पे आया वो ब्रिज का.
This extra layer of trickery we're seeing from Paper Rex on their attacker side. Going back to Pearl and now here onto Fracture as well, where they're going to use one of the best ults in the game to purely sell a fake to the other side of the map to just
अभी 10 हुआ है तो अगला राउंड शायद से ऐसे जीतेगा.
And they run, they go to the other side, and they kind of read it in a way, but
nice team bro.
Paper X all over the place.
ये राउंड कौन?
เฮ้ยนีออนบินเมนปาดดรอปกันเอเมนมา2 3
बाय बढ़िया नहीं है. बस ब्रिंग के पास बाय मतलब क्रॉस के पास.
ปาดก่อนมา1 2พี่จอยไข่บินเมน
เกียร์ต้องให้มาเขินเหรอเดี๋ยว
บินเมนยิงแท็บกูตัวนึงเข้าบีนีออนบีท
बी पे कोई नहीं था. वाओ. उनको लग रहा है वो रीटेक में ले लेंगे.
ตรงนี้มันรู้แล้วเว้ยดรอปยังอยู่เลยข้างหลังควันดรอปให้โอเคตัวเพื่อน
ก็ไปได้เดี๋ยวเพิ่ง
भाई ये वाला सिस्टम बढ़िया कर दिया. टीम कम सुनाई देती. और जो बोलते हैं ना भाई.
Slides out, breaks his own ankles, turns himself up on a platter. Jit Boys, beasts, now into the 1v1. Some swing attempted, but Jit Boys sits him down.
भाई मैं बोला ना जीते की वाला ना.
From Full Senses Neon keeps it tied up.
Just able to be patient on this retake.
भाई मैं बोल रहा था ये बढ़िया है.
Crucially,
अब जो बोलते हैं ना कि ऐसे सिचुएशन मुझे खेलने दो, मैं टीम का नहीं सुनता. अब इसे इन लोगों को देखो, इनको नहीं, ये प्रो बंदे नहीं है. और नहीं तो अलाउड भी नहीं होता कि टीम का वो जो वॉइस है ना वो बंद करे. ये आ गया गुस्से में. अब तो येड़ बनाने वाला है कुछ प्यार.
Double ult investment into a round loss to be tied up at 10-10. Full Sense are not out of this series yet.
Almost to another Rolling Thunder already. Primi into another ult of his. Leviathan has the neural theft.
Well, safe enough to go for the orb, which he does.
My ult's ready.
Now Kane. Let's see if he can
इनके पास अल्ट आ गया. ओके. इनके पास किनके पास अल्ट है? ओ दो इनके पास दो अल्ट है.
Wants to clear a little bit of util earlier. Full sense around the map potentially, but some
अगर साइड ले भी ली तो ये रिटेक कर सकते हैं.
you would expect.
walk up on this one, and obviously there's no camera on this side of the map to play off of. He's watching
उसने देख लिया है.
that B site. He's watching for Arcade, trying to relay the Jit boys to swing out of tower. Instead, bad news. Plant comes through. Envy now.
फिनिक्स अल्ट के साथ रिटेक लेगा. लिवाई मतलब लिवाइथन भी अल्ट करके लोकेशन निकालेगा उसके साथ फिर ये फिनिक्स लेगा. ये होगा ऑलमोस्ट एक साथ होगा स्मोक्स में.
Be leading the charge.
क्योंकि अभी तक स्मोक्स किया नहीं उसने. ब्रिम में ओके.
Looks for that second shot. Doesn't manage to find it. Able to avoid the relay bolt. Levi at the same time able to take down Leviathan. The jump forward. Jing no denying the ultimate
Brim
from Primi.
एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा है
Exchange of volley around here. Going out, but it's going to be full sense. Coming out on top is something now tucked away on site. Swings forward. And he cannot connect.
17 second time किया ये.
Primi with the kill. The time running a bit low there, and actually running out. He doesn't have it. The spike will go off. Primi cannot escape, and it's a Red Bull clutch from beyond the
मुझे लगा
grave.
हो गया.
One that even
जीत
fools
गए
the
लेकिन
observers.
भाई कुछ तो हो रहा है लेकिन दिखा नहीं रहा.
I couldn't tell
टाइमिंग का
either.
इशू हो गया
I
भाई.
wasn't sure. I knew
तो
it was
निकाल लिया था
close.
भाई उन्होंने.
Oh, why?
अच्छा इसको मारने के बाद समझा मुझे
A
लगा.
little bit uncomfortable with the aim. Able to get Forsaken back there with the Outlaw, but the trades are there. Yeah, I think Alex
भाई
thought they
बंदा.
lost around. I kind of thought they did too, to be honest.
Time out by PRX. Good decision.
Well, that's more than enough for him to call his last time out of the map.
I don't blame him.
First time out of the PRX. Nice second.
Forsaken just looking a little bit off balance. That initial hit, and then full sense coming from so many different directions.
अभी कुछ तो तगड़ा ही बताएगा. नहीं ये बोल रहा है कि कुछ तो करो. It's time to win. Because भाई इतना टिश्यू भाई इतना पसीना आ रहा होगा इसको. लेकिन भाई फुल एसी वाला होगा ना.
Look for some open space. They find it. They get another 5v5 post plant, but that's where they've been struggling a little bit. Maybe that's what this timeout could be all about. Taking up to 21 kills. Cruz leading the charge for full sense with 17. Primi at least starting to climb back into things. This time around, full sense. 4-1 split, but it's a bit of an eco for them. A couple rifles in there, sure.
The last several rounds have been really uncomfortable for them. I mean, even the previous, a bunch of half armors. I believe Leviathan was in a glass cannon situation.
Yep.
Been able to accrue a steady
इन्हें
flow
वेट
of
करना वहाँ पे.
Well, exactly the kind of shot that you need to be seeing from Premi if Full Sense are going to win this map. Meanwhile, a bit of hesitation as Forsaken just going to go diving forward. And he will be able to find the kill.
Forsaken क्या flick
Judge
किया.
wins that out. 10 times out of 10, at least on this patch. Now it is down to Leviathan, hearing these footsteps at Arcade.
Leviathan वहाँ पे expect नहीं कर रहे हो.
The cage as well. Swings out the classic. Still going to be good enough. Something will fall. Mike now on the floor, quickly going to be recovered, but the neural theft investment will tell all. Exactly where Paper X is posturing. Move out to the corner.
Nice.
He somehow whips it completely.
जिंक क्या मारा है.
It's about anything now. The showstopper out, lobs it in. Still gets the kill. No, it's Forsaken with a headshot. Taking down Jit Boys. Taking down Kahlua. As Jing takes down Cruz. Paper X are looking for perfection through this lower bracket in this grand final. They want the 3-0.
It's just unreal. I mean, you find an early advantage here as full sense. Okay.
Unreal, man.
The
Unreal.
timing here, but Leviathan plays this nice until this moment. Panics a little bit with the boombot in his face. And then somehow, some way, Paper Rex able to overcome a man disadvantage.
भाई Match point.
Ooh, okay.
That's the exact kind of shot that you need.
3-0 हो सकता है ये.
So far, no. Something finds the kill.
Leviathan गया उनका main.
Who's arriving on the scene? The Guardian hand, but he has glass cannon. He has to backpedal away, go for the reload. Meanwhile, Forsaken shifting over to the arcade side.
Oh, क्या? Forsaken क्या कर रहा है?
Get back behind the box and then
Nice.
escapes. The
Good.
slide into the smoke
No.
and shit, boys.
क्या
It's
मारा
dead.
Forsaken?
Outdone. Jing with Primi. Cruz.
It's time.
Back for one kill to try to keep them in this.
Chat GG लिख दो.
15 HP. Jing pre-fires the angle.
क्या?
To rotate out, but now it is all on Kahlua. A 1v3, and Forsaken wants the kill, and he shall have it! 13
4
to
seconds.
10, the run to the lower bracket completed. Paper Rex will be the #1 seed going to Masters
भाई
London.
best of 5 में
They will
3
lift
जीते.
their fourth
वो
Pacific trophy in history, and they will deny full sense the taste of glory.
And how good this must feel for Paper Rex in front of an SBA crowd to lift a Pacific trophy. They're the princes of Pacific, the kings of the lower bracket, and they've done it once again. Death, taxes, and winning a VCT Pacific trophy.
भाई रो रहा था भाई वो.
Common ground for Paper Rex overall throughout the history of the region.
भाई
This
लेकिन
is
क्या
uncharted
कड़क
territory
टक्कर दी भाई
for
उनने.
Envy, who joined this squad this year. From a second place finish at his first ever global event in Masters Santiago to now being ready to lift a trophy alongside his teammates.
Stage 1 champion
been for him. What a performance in this final map across this series. As they get through it without dropping a damn map. Solid effort from Full Sense. They play it close, but it's not close enough.
हाँ उनका वो कैप्टन का है. हाँ ये रहा.
Paper Rex. They'll go for the locals. They'll lift the trophy. They are your Stage 1 VCT Pacific champions.
Must feel good. It must feel good. I mean, what a story for these guys. You know, you go back to when they picked up Envy, they said they wanted to lift trophies for him. This is step one. Certainly bigger things in their eyes. And this team is once again starting to find their form, starting to find their groove. A lot of little things they're starting to do better and better. Look at their macro, you look at some of the misdirection, the individual play we know is there. That is never in doubt. But you've got to be impressed with the way that they're making adjustments, with their way that they're finding new identities time and time again. Metas don't matter, agent compositions don't matter. This team is a threat, period.
Absolutely, and you can only expect it with some of the changes on the horizon ahead of that Masters. If they're able to make the pivots, if it goes the way that we've been looking for them, this is
याद है भाई वो थोड़ी देर पहले एक मतलब इस मैच से पहले.
Congratulations to Paper Rex once again, netting another trophy. They're fourth all time. Let's go ahead and hear from them in our winning.
इसने लिखा था ऐसे ही कार्ड.
Vâng ạ, các bạn khán giả thân mến,
उसके हाथ में जो पेपर था उस पे 3-0 पेपर एक्स में.
And there you have it, Pacific Stage 1 champions with their amazing crowns, of course. It's time to talk to our winners now. Forsaken, 4th Pacific trophy for Paper Rex already. What makes this one special?
Forsaken ạ, đây là chiếc cúp Pacific thứ 4 của anh rồi. Và điều gì khiến nó trở nên đặc biệt hả Forsaken?
I think what makes it special, I believe that we take trophy in Vietnam, and I think the crowd are really amazing. So I'm really happy that we can bring the trophy in Vietnam here. And yeah, I'm really happy that we can win against Full Sense.
Chiếc cúp thứ 4 của Forsaken, và điều khiến nó trở nên đặc biệt đó chính là anh ấy đã giành nó ở tại Việt Nam ạ.
All right, moving on to Davai. Your decisions, your mind games were crucial to leading the team to victory today. You guys are now going to Masters London as Pacific's first seed. What is next for Paper X in London?
Đá vai ạ, thật sự là những cái tính toán và những cái đấu sách của đá vai ngày hôm nay đã đưa đội đến với cả chiến thắng. Giờ đây thì Paper X đang là hạt giống số 1 của Pacific tới với cả Master London. Vậy đá vai tiếp theo là gì?
I think going to Masters London, probably we have to fix our pistol run and maybe post plan, I guess. And I think we'll be so much better if we could do that. But it's Paper X, you never know.
Khi mà đã là Paper X thì chúng ta không thể biết trước điều gì cả.
Yeah,
Nhưng vẫn sẽ có
Paper X
thứ mà
gay.
phía của đá vai cũng như là tập thể của Paper X cần sẽ phải sửa chữa. Và khi đó họ sẽ là một Paper X mạnh nhất tới với cả London.
You just won the trophy and yet already you're thinking ahead. And now Jing, I'm gonna talk to you, looking so cute with the conical head. Incredible consistency and resilience that we witnessed from you and the whole team, right? So the question is, what does this trophy say about the level of confidence
Okay,
and
this
the
is
caliber
coach
for Paper X?
and his assistant of coach.
Cực kỳ là tuyệt vời của tập thể
Like
Paper X
this?
và chính từ bản thân Jing nữa. Vậy
ये
thì
पता नहीं
cái
कौन है
chiếc
मुझे,
cúp này,
ये तो
cái
कोच
chiếc
ही
cúp
पता
này,
है.
nó thể hiện như thế nào về cái sự tự tin của tập thể Paper X hả Jing?
I think this shows that like what we worked on, we really like. How do I say? Because like we have been working on our like mental strength
Jing
and stuff
भाई
for like the past
भाई
year.
रेस क्या
So,
खेला भाई ये.
Now that we came back from the lower bracket and won the whole thing and survived 2 BO5s and won like kind of clean 3-0 both games.
भाई अगर हेवन
Our hard work
खेल
was
लेते
showing off
भाई
and I'm really happy for that.
Việc phải rơi xuống
मजा आ
những
जाता
buổi thi
है.
đấu với một lịch trình rất là dày đặc nữa cũng đã khiến chúng tôi thực sự cũng một chút cảm thấy mệt mỏi, nhưng đây là một cái chiến thắng mà đã thể hiện được rằng chúng tôi đang có một sự tự tin rất là lớn và sẵn sàng tới với cả Master London.
And now over to you, something. It's so nice to see you playing a lot of Jet and Brimstone as well. But with that, with this grand finals matchup, there's been a lot of discussion around you.
हाँ भाई ये 2 मैच जेट खेलने के बाद ब्रिम क्यों खेला?
How were you able to mute it all out, put that all behind, and dominate in the server today?
Vâng, Something việc mà Something chơi chẹt vẫn là một cái điều gì đó mà khán giả thực sự rất là đón chờ, và đã có rất là nhiều những cái thắc mắc, những sự thảo luận về việc Something và Primi và những cái áp lực đằng sau lưng đó. Vậy thì điều gì đã giúp cho Something có thể vượt qua được những áp lực và hủy diệt toàn bộ series ngày hôm nay ở Something?
I think I don't really care who I'm gonna play versus, because at the end of the day, Primi is also a human. He can make mistake. So yeah, nothing much.
Same mindset for London?
I mean, let's see. It's been a while when we got a first seat in the Masters, so let's see. But I think it's gonna be the same mindset, game by game, round by round. That's it.
Không có bất cứ một áp lực gì quá là nhiều ạ, bởi vì tôi không thực sự quan tâm rằng tôi đang đối đầu với ai, bởi vì Primi anh ấy cũng là con người, anh ấy hoàn toàn có thể mắc những sai lầm, và chúng tôi sẽ muốn giữ cái mindset này đi tới với cả Master London.
London.
And in
उसकी भी करेंगे अपन
you
watch
look
party.
amazing with the hat, by the way. Did I just see you holding your first Pacific trophy?
Vâng ạ, Envy hãy cầm chiếc cúp Pacific đầu tiên của mình đi ạ.
All right.
Các bạn khán giả ơi, dành những tràng vỗ tay cho Envy đi ạ.
You need to. Okay. How is it?
It feels amazing to finally win.
Easy?
So, yeah, it's like a
It feels
first
easy?
of many. I think it's a very good confidence boost for me. I'm really happy about it.
Đây chỉ là chiếc cúp đầu tiên trong số
À.
rất là nhiều những chiếc cúp mà chúng tôi sắp sửa chuẩn bị có được
भाई
của tôi. Và chiếc cúp này nó đã thúc đẩy sự tự tin của tôi lên cực kỳ là
मुझे भी
nhiều.
वो ट्रॉफी हाथ में चाहिए
And
भाई.
also, you know, people always talk
भाई ये
about
वाली ट्रॉफी ना बाकी सभी ट्रॉफी से बहुत ही बढ़िया लग रही है.
initiator role for Paper X, yet you're able to play your best game with the team. So this Pacific Trophy, why is it special for you, and what does it mean to you?
Chơi Initiator cho Paper X vẫn luôn là một cái công việc khá là khó khăn dành cho không chỉ là Envy đúng không ạ? Nhưng Envy đã có một trận đấu thực sự hay nhất, và cái chiếc cúp này nó có ý nghĩa như nào đối với cả Envy à Envy?
The initiator role, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, I think Alex has mentioned it before. I think it's like one of the harder roles, especially in this team. But I mean, the past few months, my teammates have been helping me a lot, despite me struggling in some moments, and I really appreciate them and the coaching staff as well. Like they've helped me a lot gain back my confidence from those rough moments. So I think it's special because I get to help out all of the boys shine also. So yeah, I'm really happy about it.
Tôi cũng đã biết trước được rằng là cái vị trí initiator trong tập thể của Payback vốn là một nhiệm vụ rất là khó khăn. Huấn luyện viên Alex nói với tôi điều đó, nhưng những cái điều gì mà đã thúc đẩy được sự tự tin của tôi đó chính là từ những người đồng đội của tôi, tới từ huấn luyện viên Alex, người đã giúp tôi đi qua được những cái giai đoạn khó khăn nhất. Và cái điều mà khiến cho tôi cảm thấy tự hào và hài lòng nhất đó chính là tôi đã có thể giúp được Payback giành được chiếc cúp ngày hôm nay.
Wendler, join us for the interview. You played the skirmish for the boys, also helped out with preparation in the booth, supporting Alex, calming him down a little bit. You do so much for the team. Just talk to us about what it means to you.
It means a lot, especially as a guy that learned from a lot of heavy structure, and I had to come into an environment where
भाई ये क्यों
little
दिखा
less
रहा
structure,
है
a
ये?
little more chaos, or you don't really know what's going to happen at any time. But
क्या बताना चाहते हैं ये
I'm
दोनों
just
सेम है?
appreciative that the guys trust the ideas I bring, and I'm glad we were able to bring this grand final to a close today.
Làm việc với cả huấn luyện viên Alex thì nó vốn có những cái sự hỗn loạn, nó vốn có khá là nhiều những sự điên rồ, nhưng Wendler, trợ lý của huấn luyện viên Alex, luôn tin tưởng vào những người có những ý tưởng rõ ràng và những cái hoạch định rõ ràng ở trong cái bộ khung chiến thuật của mình. Và thật sự rằng là cũng rất là tuyệt vời, thật sự rất là hài lòng có được cho mình cái chiếc cúp mang về cho Payback sau ngày thi đấu hôm nay.
Yeah, even during the interview, a lot of chaos with box.
Yeah, totally chaos around here.
But Alex, now over to you, because you guys had 2 maps spanned away from you, still finished 3-0, very strong game.
भाई एलिमिनेशन से आए ये बंदे और जीत गए.
Years and years of VCT
Wow.
history, and your timeouts, they never fail. And we witnessed that during the entirety of the roadshow here in Vietnam. Just how proud are you of how the team has evolved and of what you guys were able to showcase today?
Yeah, I'm ultra proud of the boys. I think getting first seed and after being dumped down in the lower bracket obviously gave us a lot of stress. And the fact that we are able to come back and win stage 1, I think it's a job well done, and I'm very, 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 very proud of it.
Tôi không có gì muốn nói hơn ngoại trừ việc tôi đang cảm thấy thực sự rất tự hào với cả những người học trò của mình. Chúng tôi đã phải bơi xuống dưới nhánh thua, có một hành trình cực kỳ dài đi lên, và bây giờ chúng tôi đã có được chiếc vô địch rồi. Vâng ạ, một lần nữa chào có tay thật lớn dành cho Payback.
Well, congratulations once again, guys, for winning your 4th trophy, and congratulations to you, Bok, too. I'm gonna let you guys celebrate and stay with us, everybody, because we have stage 2 draw show coming after this break.
Vâng ạ, thưa các bạn thân mến, đừng đi đâu cả nha, vì sau phần ăn mừng của tập thể Payback sẽ là phần draw show cho giai đoạn VCT Pacific Stage 2. Và đó là những diễn biến ngay sau đây mà thôi. Còn bây giờ hãy tiếp tục hô vang lên nào các bạn ơi. Payback! 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 Payback!
चलो भाई स्ट्रीम करते हैं एंड, क्योंकि अभी द स्टेज 2 होगा जो कि होगा 15 जुलाई को स्टार्ट, तो अभी बहुत टाइम है. अभी मास्टर्स लंदन होगा. मास्टर्स अभी पेपर एक्स और एफएस तो क्वालिफाई है ही, साथ में जी भी क्वालिफाइड है और लंदन के लिए तो वो होने वाले जून में मास्टर्स लंदन.
And that was PaperX hoisting the 2026 Pacific Stage 1 trophy here in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. But now it's time to look ahead. Welcome back everyone to Stage 2 draw show of Pacific, where half our teams will be swapping groups and all of our 12 teams will be fighting and giving their best to gain a slot in Champions Shanghai this year.
Group Alpha and Group Omega.
Sau màn ăn mừng của PaperX thì thưa các bạn khán giả thân mến, chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau tới với cả phần bốc thăm để chia bảng thi đấu ở tại sân khấu VCT Pacific Stage 2, nơi sẽ có những sự thay đổi về bảng thi đấu, về thể thức một chút. Chúng ta sẽ chuẩn bị tới ngay với cái phần bốc thăm này.
Now Long here and I will be assisting Alex from Apex Pump Ops and also Rome for the draw show, and everybody please give them a big round of applause, give them a warm welcome for their beautiful existence and presence.
Vâng ạ, thưa các bạn giả thân mến, bên cạnh chúng tôi đây là Alex cùng với cả Rome từ đội ngũ vận hành giải đấu của APAC, và hai anh ấy sẽ là những nhân vật chính ở trong màn bốc thăm của VCT Pacific Stage 2. Một lần nữa xin được dành những tràng pháo tay thật lớn dành cho Alex cùng với cả Rome ạ.
Okay, Alex, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Why don't you say hi?
Yeah, thank you for the warm welcome, guys. I'm Alex from the competitive operations team over in Singapore. I'm going to be joined by my teammate Rome, who's going to be helping me do the draw show for Stage 2. Before we start, again, just want to say big shout out and congrats to PaperX for taking home the victory here during the grand finals, as well as our other teams that are going to represent the region at London Masters. And of course, a shout out to our fans who came out in Vietnam this weekend. It's been absolutely amazing.
Vâng ạ, thưa các bạn giả thân mến, đây là Alex tới từ đội ngũ vận hành giải đấu của khu vực APAC. Anh ấy gửi một lời chào nồng nhiệt nhất tới các bạn khán giả đang có mặt ở tại The Sky Hall, thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, Việt Nam ngày hôm nay. Bên cạnh việc chúc mừng PaperX lên ngôi vô địch ở tại VCT Pacific Stage 1, chúng ta cũng sẽ tiếp tục dành thêm những cái lời ngợi khen dành cho các đội tuyển đã đại diện cho khu vực Pacific tới với cả Master London. Và tất nhiên rồi, shout out cho các bạn khán giả thân mến đang có mặt ở đây ngày hôm nay.
Right, Alex. How's this gonna work? Give us the rules.
Alrighty, so if you didn't join us last season or need a quick refresher, this is how it goes. We're going to be swapping teams between our two groups in pairs, and the position of these groups are based off playoff finalization. So unlike last year, we used groups. This time, playoffs does impact this ranking.
Vâng ạ, nếu như các bạn không cùng đồng hành với cả đội ngũ vận hành giải đấu của APAC trong mùa giải trước thì sẽ có một vài sự thay đổi về cái thể thức bốc thăm các cặp đấu ở tại VCT Pacific Stage 2. Ở VCT Pacific Stage 2 thì các cặp đấu sẽ hoán đổi vị trí với nhau từ bảng Alpha sang bảng Omega theo từng cặp đấu, và sẽ chờ đợi những tình huống bốc thăm để xem rằng là để Alex có thể giải thích rõ hơn nữa rằng cái cơ chế bốc thăm sẽ là như thế nào.
Okay, so a bit different from the last draw that we had.
Yes.
We have all the teams lined up from Group Alpha and Omega. Talk to us about the draw.
Yeah, so we're going to go up the rankings in pairs, starting with 5-6, then 3-4, and 2-1. Rome here is going to prepare two balls. One will contain one of each number of these pairs.
Ok, chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau đi theo thứ tự cho các bạn khán giả thân mến. Ở giai đoạn playoffs của mùa giải trước thì đã chia ra chúng ta hai cặp đấu là Alpha cùng với cả Omega rồi, và thứ tự của các đội tuyển đều dựa trên sau khi mà VCT Pacific Stage 1 kết thúc. Và bây giờ ta sẽ cùng nhau bốc thăm từ thứ tự từ seed 6 đổ lên trên seed 5 theo cặp. Và ở trong thùng ở trước mặt chúng tôi đây sẽ có hai quả bóng được đưa vào từ Rome, sẽ có thứ tự lần lượt là 5-6, 3-4 và 1-2. Bốc thăm được con số nào thì hai đội tuyển ở con số đó của bảng Alpha và Omega sẽ đổi chỗ cho nhau.
right? Rome is busy over here, already getting things prepared. How are we gonna do the draw?
Yeah, so once the balls are placed in, I am going to draw. I have not seen what Rome has put into which ball, and this is blacked out from the side, so I have no idea what is actually in here. I'm going to go ahead and draw a number. In an exists example, if I was to draw 6 of the 5-6, we would swap Jen and Vera.
Anh Alex vừa mới chia sẻ lại cho chúng ta về cái thể thức về bốc thăm, đúng không ạ? Ở trước mặt các bạn đây là một thùng đen, bên ngoài không nhìn thấy được. Anh Alex cũng sẽ không nhìn thấy được rằng là Rome đã bỏ con số 5 và con số 6 vào theo thứ tự như thế nào. Và tất nhiên rồi, Rome cũng sẽ khuấy hai quả bóng ấy lên để cho anh Alex bốc. Và anh Alex cũng đã giới thiệu thêm, giải thích lại thêm một chút nữa rằng khi chúng ta bốc được con số 5, ví dụ là con số 6 đi, thì Genji cùng với cả Barrel sẽ đổi chỗ cho nhau, và tương tự như vậy với cả vị trí số 5, hoặc là tương tự như vậy với vị trí số 3, số 4 và 1 và 2.
Okay, sounds good. Everybody understood, right?
All right, let's
go. All right. So I just witnessed myself, Rome putting in 5
Yeah,
and
Rome
6.
put it in there, so we're good.
Don't look.
I'm okay.
Look away.
Để công bằng thì tất nhiên rằng anh Alex sẽ phải nhìn đi rồi, đúng không ạ? Okay, we're ready, Alex. Let's go. Which is gonna be? Okay, một quả bóng được bốc lên từ anh Alex và nó sẽ là số 5. Vị trí số 5 sẽ hoán đổi vị trí với nhau.
So, taking 5, that means Team Secret and Zeta will swap positions.
Okay. And for clarity, could you please open the other ball? Okay, this is kind of, we need to make changes here.
Hey.
For the one, because, hey.
My script this time, we had a pretty good finals, all right?
Okay.
Ok, số còn lại ở trong hộp là con số 6, đúng không ạ? Vậy con số 6, hai đội tuyển ở vị trí hạt giống số 6 sẽ không đổi chỗ cho nhau. Chúng ta sẽ cùng chờ đón cái lượt bốc thăm đầu tiên của Alex mà thôi. Và đó là hai đội tuyển sẽ đổi chỗ cho nhau. Và bây giờ thì Rome đang chuẩn bị bỏ vào trong hộp này hai con số là 3 và 4. Tiếp tục anh ấy sẽ khuấy hai quả bóng trong hộp ấy lên. Và Alex sẽ là người bốc. So Alex, back to you.
3 and 4 are ready.
What is it gonna be? Số 3.
Number 3.
So, we take number 3, KRX. We'll swap with RRQ.
Vâng, các bạn nhìn thấy rồi đúng không ạ? Vậy là RRQ sẽ đổi chỗ cho KRX. Omega chào đón KRX. Còn Alpha chào đón RRQ. Và tất nhiên rồi, để công bằng thì anh Alex cũng sẽ lấy ra cho mình quả bóng số 4, quả bóng còn lại ở trong hộp đen này.
Team in one, bro. Paper X, GE, GNZ, RRQ.
Number 1, you're good at this.
It's not my first time, though.
Oh, yeah. By the way, guys, Rome is a super viral guy when it comes to draws.
You don't want to mess with him, yeah?
Good.
All right.
Và chỉ còn lại hai quả bóng thôi, là số 1 hoặc là số 2. Và Alex, anh ấy đang lấy ra cho mình một quả bóng. Và nó sẽ là số bao nhiêu Alex?
And
số 1!
No!
One. So that means Paper X and Full Sense swap positions.
Okay, and we're done. Chúng ta xong rồi các bạn ạ. Vâng, tất nhiên rồi, để công bằng thì anh Alex vẫn sẽ lôi ra cho mình quả bóng cuối cùng ở trong hộp đen. Và nó sẽ là số 2, number 2, yeah.
Even and Paper X is a good team.
We have our stage
KRX, I don't know.
Yeah, so let's
TS
run
is
through
also
it really
good.
quickly. Alpha is going to consist of Full Sense, Global Esports, RRQ, Nongchim, Zeta, and Genji. Meanwhile, Omega will have Paper X, T1, KRX, DFM, Team Secret, and Varel.
All right, let's do a little temperature check. Make sure everybody's watching. Who likes Group Omega?
Bảng Omega đâu ạ? Một lần nữa nhé, fan của bảng Omega đâu ạ? Ok, nhiều đó.
Group Alpha?
Alpha thì sao nhá?
I will say Alpha's looking pretty spicy, but at the end of the day, all the matches matter, and you got to get there. You got to win, so.
Totally.
Honestly though, Group Omega with Paper X, T1, KRX, DFM, Team Secret,
Aniket नहीं गया.
That's gonna give us a banger matchup.
Well, and that's the thing.
As well.
As we
Chalo,
head
सांगा
into the later part of the season, we're going to be also seeing the challenging teams to path to champions. So it's going to be heated no matter what. But
Okay, so let's end this stream. It's all for today. बाय बाय, मैं मिलता हूँ तुम लोग किसी और स्ट्रीम में। बाय बाय बाय।